Friday. It is the 18th of August. Welcome to TDA the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And we have a full house today. So let's introduce ourselves.
We're 6 foot plus from Pure Temptation. Big Mouse from the east side of the bridge.
Love you. Sure, isn't it?
What else on?
You're giving the girls something to look at today.
Come on, man.
Signaling.
Looking something. He didn't change that.
You zoomed in a bit.
Yeah, but
did?
It wasn't a lot though.
Barely.
Birdie. We'll be fine. I'll get it. We'll put it down soon.
It is me. It is I, your favorite shade queen, my royalty.
Good morning, Big Man Use.
Hi, hello, happy Friday, woo!
All right. Not a woo.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
Period. How is everybody doing this lovely Friday? Okay, well, that's that. How has this week been for everybody, though? Because it's been a weird one. Because it feels... Okay, so the week doesn't feel like it's been long, but it also feels like it's been fast. Because I thought it was Friday yesterday.
That's what I thought.
I was shocked. Very shocked. So that's how...
I wasn't here at the beginning of the week, was I?
No, you were not. But you were here on Monday. weren't
You was.
You were here on Monday, but you weren't here on Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay. That's why it feels short for me.
Yeah. Been partying, gallivanting,
Not even.
dilly-dallying.
Maybe that one.
Being a rock star,
I'm working.
soon come.
Soon forward.
I hate people do that, you know. You know when people like post something and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's like the best thing ever just happened to me."
Oh,
But I can't tell you yet. Shut up. Because why are you telling us now then?
Dear.
Or do you know what I know? It's when people drop a God is good. God is only good with fucking blessings. That's the only time God is good. When people are in good meetings, like God is good. Why is he good? Tell us why. Why is God good? But yeah, man. But for real, you guys find out. All right, question of the day. Let's see what we've got here today. What is the most memorable song that was the soundtrack for the most memorable summer you can remember? As a mouthful.
Say that again?
What is the most memorable song that was the soundtrack for the most memorable summer you can remember? I don't know mine. Mine is Burna Boy Ye.
I was gonna say that, you know,
Oh.
because that was like wedding season as well.
That was it.
I remember
Everyday
that,
party.
yeah. Parties, weddings. I literally was gonna say Burna Boy, yeah.
And that was when Pitch was at Stratford.
Yep.
Oh, and that was just the anthem.
Yeah. What year was that? 2018?
That was 2017 or no 2018.
Yeah.
That was a good summer.
That was a good
5 years ago.
I was outside. That was a good summer.
Like, pictures on my door.
This is-
I
I pitched like I never pitched before. I was lit.
I can't even think. I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
No, I'm actually googling the year 2018.
It was 2018. I remember.
Fun. See
That
how I
was a good
remember?
summer.
No, 2018 was lit.
That was a good summer.
It was.
And then the summer after that was the Afro Nation summer. I just said, this is great. And then summer after that was COVID. So that was that.
We were on such a high, innit?
We were
And then it
such
just
a
went
high,
back.
Gina. And we've been struggling to get up ever since.
Wow.
Oh,
What a
that
calamity.
It was so good. Imagine it just carried on. So good.
Bring that pitch, man.
To bring back Pitch at Stratford, though.
No, of course.
Because that was, the venue made everything. It was such a vibe.
But it lasted for longer than it was meant to anyway, to be fair.
I did it.
Yeah, it was always going to be apartments.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, there was just planning permission took longer.
Oh, they've
Okay.
knocked it down.
It's done.
Yeah, the thing, I heard that the other day.
But it was literally only meant to be... Did you know how I fumbled the bag?
Mhm.
Because when they first opened, obviously, I knew my friends, the ones who used to always do the events,
Yeah.
were in from early, right? So
Okay.
this is during, even when I was still doing meal prep.
Yeah.
So they approached me to do foods.
Oh,
and have
really?
and do food from there. But imposter syndrome, dragging my feet, all of that stuff, I couldn't bring myself to do it. I know. So when it kicked off, I thought, do you know how much money I could have been making?
What is this? What is this? And
It's a day party.
It's a venue.
and during this time, right, when you guys fondly talk about this pitch era,
Yeah.
because obviously both of you all giggled. And
Look at me. It brings smile. Look, I'm
Yeah.
smiling.
Yeah.
I love it.
Felt up and stuff.
What?
No.
Was it just dancing?
Do we get felt up?
Are you all right?
Is it just dancing that you
Nigga, I had a man.
What does felt up mean?
Is it just dancing?
It's
joy that
vibes.
you had?
It was just vibes. It was good vibes.
Dancing?
The
Yeah,
sun
it's
was
like-
out. It was
a good summer.
outside.
You don't go out. That's why you don't get it.
It was
man.
just
a man
lit.
said,
That's what I'm
a man
curious.
said
That's what
fell
I'm
up.
Felt
So,
up.
nothing to do with men.
That's assault.
No,
No,
I was in a
nothing's
relationship. I was in a
You know when
relationship.
you have
That's
to
groping.
adapt the way you speak for this new era?
Sorry.
Man said, did you get
Felt
felt up?
up. That's what would have made it the worst summer.
So in my head, when both of you all giggled and kind of shyly looked down, I'm thinking, okay, this has to do with some party, right?
Yeah.
Some
Party.
It was a day. It was day
No.
parties.
And I heard yay.
No,
yeah?
so basically, let me.
Yeah,
but
Oh, stop
let's let
Banger.
me land you. Okay, pitch is a venue, and it was in Stratford, so it was an outdoor venue. We don't have many outdoor venues in London, right?
Yeah.
So it was one of its kind, and then the events that were happening there were always lit, right? So great music, and that year for music was sick,
And the year for the weather was nice.
and it was a good
Yeah.
summer. So they had events every other day. There was always
Every other day.
no,
But
it was on
pitch
Sundays.
was
It was pitch
Sundays.
Sundays,
It was
right?
weekly, it was weekly.
So it was
It was
weekly,
weekly,
every
yeah.
Sunday, but tickets used to literally sell out
Fly.
in like a millisecond, yeah.
They fly out.
Because and you know why I loved it? Because by 10 p.m. it's done. You
Oh.
go home, you're in bed by 11.
This is it.
You wake up for work the next morning.
And you're
fine.
refreshed.
Do you get it? So it's
Yeah,
not
it's
late
lit.
night, it's a day party. It starts from 3, finishes at 10.
This is
You
it.
usually get there about 5, 6 is when it's really popping
When
off.
it's popping, yeah, that's the right
yeah,
time to
and
go.
then like
Yeah.
it's just good vibes. Like a good
It
like,
was just good vibes.
Good
That's
vibes.
really it. It was just good vibes.
people just enjoyed the music.
People
And
were
like I said,
happy.
music that
Oh.
time was like really good as well.
It was
So
good
you-
music.
It was
People
just,
like Christy there.
I don't know,
She might have been there.
maybe.
Even people like
People
Christy.
like Christy.
So what's it do?
What are people? Who are people like Christy? What is Christy? Where she's got people like her. Okay, right. So that was fun. It was pitch was lovely.
No, it was
It's
the
never
time.
about the boys. You know whenever girls talk about having fun, exciting.
But it is about the boys.
It's
Don't
not
it?
about the boys.
They factor in. Don't
It's
tell me
never
that.
about the boys,
There were
man.
guys there, right?
It's never about the boys. They can't
All
hear
right,
you on the
let
mic.
me.
You can't just be around girls and just be like, yeah, it's the best summer.
Girls
No,
have
we
a great.
actually
We
can.
do. What do you think?
Serious?
Like you had the best summer ever
Do you
without no
think?
man.
No, wait a minute.
That
Wait a
don't make
minute.
no
Wait a
sense.
minute.
To me, it doesn't. But
Do you think? Well, you
Imagine
guys-
I had the
you
best
guys-
summer ever with no gal. What?
Because life was stress free.
How?
You got
This is
lack.
my life.
You got
Wow.
lack
Crazy,
substance.
crazy, crazy.
Lack substance. When we girls go on the brunches, who do you think on the brunches? Who's on the brunches? Who's on the brunches when girls go brunch? And look how much we love brunches. It's all girls brunches. Women have so much fun with each
brunches
other.
are specific, innit? You don't go brunches for guys. You go brunches to...
Yeah, but day parties.
parties-
They
as
go
well.
brunches to get ready. Where do they go after the brunch when they're all liquored up, proseccoed up and horny? Where do they go? It's like the pre. It's the
Man said
pre.
honey.
Honey.
You get what I'm saying?
The prelude.
It's the prelude.
You're actually
That's
annoying.
the start. Listen.
Anyway,
a
like
good
I
time,
said,
man.
during that era, I was in a relationship, so it wasn't about the men.
And you
Just saying.
didn't want to cook because of imposter syndrome.
You know, it was. I couldn't deal with like
The pressure.
the pressure
It's
of
pressure.
like.
There's the bare people
I
you
couldn't
got
do
feed
it.
them.
Like literally, I had a meeting with them, everything, and then I just felt I just
Really?
literally pussied out. I just
Aw,
thought,
Gina.
I can't. I know.
Would you want to do it now?
Yeah, but I think I still have the same issues. But I
Some people just don't care
hear
what kind of food they give to people. Just-
Some
no,
people
I know
don't.
it's pressure. though,
Some
innit?
restaurants don't. I'll speak on that at a later date. Some restaurants should care, they don't. I hear poisoning
Never
people.
mind, never mind.
Got me bedbound for a week.
What was your thoughts on the Kiki Palmer Usher thing?
I liked it, man.
Yeah.
I liked it. Because I feel like I was saying that
The
since
thing is,
March
I
this
knew you.
morning.
Sorry, I knew you were coming here and championing it, no matter what.
No matter what. No matter what.
No matter what.
No matter
If
what.
it was
But the
meaty,
thing
I knew
is,
she was
yeah.
coming like, yeah, it was great.
I ain't seen it.
I mean, it's not that the most. I didn't add it to my playlist,
Yeah.
but I like the concept and the pettiness of all of it.
Okay.
And I was saying to Mark, I feel like Usher's an ally because essentially her boyfriend tried to embarrass her in it, and I feel like he kind of gave her that confidence of like. I feel like it was a nice gesture on his part. So big up Usher.
And it's the shoes on the other foot on the man.
But you don't think it's a bit disrespectful to the father of her child?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because you know what it is, yeah? For me, yeah, like, no. Do you know what it is? No, but I have to think about what it is that he did. Because when I put myself in the shoes of, my partner could never do that to me.
I hear
We
what
would
you're-
never be able to move forward from that.
I hear what
Ever.
you're saying, and clearly that's why they haven't moved forward, right?
Yeah.
But I do feel like you've taken it a step too far.
I don't think this is too far.
I think it is.
I think if she lips Usher in the video,
because I
too
think
far.
because ultimately that's
That would've
the
been-
regardless that's the father of your child. Like, do you get what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's the person that he's gonna be in your life until you're forever. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
I hear
So
you.
sometimes it's like it's not even pick your battles, but it happened. The internet embarrassed him. I felt like that was enough.
Yeah.
Now you go into like make a music video to make it even worse. I'm like, you're taking it too far. That's the father of your child. So regardless, it's not that deep. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So
What would you say if there was roles reversed though?
It would be what it is though, because I don't like embarrassment. So if it was a thing where like he was doing something, say the roles reversed and he was doing what he was doing, and then she made a comment that that embarrassed him as well, it'd be the same thing. For me, my thing is that I like the way I see partnerships, your partner should be your biggest supporter. Your partner should never be the one to add insecurities to you. And the way and I feel like with the way like mothers are looked at in society and whatnot, like when a mum is out, everyone's like, oh, where's your kid? Where's your kid? As if that's all their identity is. So for me, I don't like embarrassment. You can't come back from embarrassment with me. So on that basis, and I think I also have an issue with when someone does something, the whole be the bigger person narrative. Yeah, like that's the father of a child, but that was also the mother of his child. And he used the fact that that's the mother of his child to try and embarrass her. So he's got to take everything like actions have consequences.
No, I hear
and
it, but
unfortunately, she's more famous than him. Unfortunately, her job role means that whatever she does is going to be more public than him because he's a retired football player, wherever it was that he was doing. So that's unfortunate. That's just unfortunate. But you don't get to embarrass somebody, and then when they keep going, then say, no, you're taking it too far. No, it's not too far because you don't know how people are going to react.
yeah, but I don't think it's a case of her being the bigger person. I feel like you don't always have to retaliate, and you can retaliate in different ways. But doing a whole music video and a song with Usher is like that takes too much effort.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
It's
It's not a case like. Do you get what I mean?
No, but he was declining Usher's call though.
And also,
Usher that's been in the industry, that's someone that I admire and stuff. You think Usher's calling me and I'm gonna say, let's say something happened to me and then Kevin Hart's like, oh, let's make a skit. You think I'm gonna be like, oh, Kevin, that's too far. My one chance of working Kevin Hart, you're on crack. I'm defo there acting my boots off.
Also,
Give me the Oscar.
when the dust settles from this and Kiki's going through her real life problems with her baby father, Usher ain't gonna be there for her.
That's my point.
Usher ain't gonna be nowhere in sight.
It's like that's what I'm saying. He's the father of your child.
Yeah.
Like it's bigger than
Usher ain't gonna be there.
social media, embarrassment, all of that stuff. Yeah, because when the dust settles, it's you, him, and your child at home. Like not at home, but do you know what I mean? That you have to raise your child together.
Yeah.
So whether Usher's an ally or not, Usher's not in your home. Do you get what I mean? That's why for me, I'm like, nah.
But also I think that she's got I feel like with celebrities they live very different lives to what our moral standards are. And she's got a tour at the moment and stuff like that. So she's going to promo wherever it is to make money. Personally, I'm here for it. I'm here for petty behavior. I think when you go low, it's not every day I have to go high. Sometimes I can go lower than you because my knees work. And here we are.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's what it is.
Song track for the summer, Emmanuel?
I can't think of one, you know.
Some Farrakhan stuff.
Can you remember any
Farrakhan
great
playlist.
summers?
Probably when I went back home for after a while.
Which home?
In it, which one?
Just asking.
Nigeria and Ghana. I always go to both at the same time, innit?
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, he has to. Guilt otherwise.
Because we know where he'd prefer.
Where you really reside.
Where you really reside.
Yeah, oh, nice. Remember Nice?
Oh, yes.
That's nice.
You know the
Conglasso.
artist? Yeah. That was a big tune.
That was a good time.
It was that year.
That was it, yeah.
I found, sorry. I found the sickest old school Afrobeats playlist that I've been playing. When I say like the nostalgia,
Is it what is it?
Style Plus, Olufumi, you know, all
Ooh, the
girl,
throwbacks.
When they call bumper to bumper, you know, like the songs.
Yeah, that was a good time.
The playlist is A1.
That was
I'll
a
send
good
it to
time.
you.
That was such a good time. That was my favorite time of Afrobeats.
No, literally.
That was such a good time, man.
Like just whole party vibes.
Just whole party vibes. That was such a good time.
Yeah.
Girls as well, yeah?
Huh?
The good times because of girls
Move,
in the
man.
parties.
Yeah, we were.
Yes, there was all
You don't
girls
mind
in
to
there.
Afrobeats, babes. So you don't need the mandem there. We can actually have fun without mandem with
Women
Afrobeats.
really think that.
Just
Babe.
saying. It's because he's Caribbean. Don't mind
Do you know
him.
what's crazy? Men aren't even that fun.
He doesn't get
If
it.
we're gonna be honest, yeah. The reasons why it is that women want you is not because you're fun. When a woman lists the things she likes about a man, fun is never top 10. Fun does not come in there. Some of y'all are funny, but it ain't fun. But anyway.
You know what though? Some of you are though. Some of you are a good time. Some, not
They can
all.
be.
You can be a good time. I've got male friends that I love like hanging out with.
Yeah.
They're a good time.
Yeah, some men can be a good time. And then some men, it's only a good time when there's tables and bottles involved. So you're a really good time. But yeah.
What is it?
Here you go.
Do you
Combination. Go on. Sorry, no, go on.
what are the ingredients?
Come on, petal.
Of a table.
What are the ingredients?
For a good time.
No, when it is your women link up and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you say that the element of fun isn't there when it is you're chilling with men, right?
Yeah.
I didn't say that, please.
So what is it? What are the elements that only women have that once combined equate to you guys giggling and shyly looking down?
It's just...
Because you all delude each other all the time, innit?
It's not deluding. Hello?
No,
Okay,
don't.
let me give you one thing. Let me
We're
give you...
still trying to do
Thank you. No, you're meant to call me Poppet. I called you Petal.
Pop it.
Thanks. So Poppet and Petal. Anyway, one of my
Petal.
favourite pastimes is twerking, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, just going to say it. I like shaking my ass. And I feel so comfortable doing it around women and my female friends because no one's gonna judge me like that. Do you understand what I mean? Or say I'm seeking attention or whatever. It's just I just like to shake. If you've come to my classes, you will see
To freedom.
I'm shaking my ass regardless of who's in the room. It's just
Yeah.
it's a part of who I am, right? And I feel like around men you have to be a bit more reserved because they might look at it as like maybe you're signaling or like you're peacocking or
And you know
like
what? That's actually what it is.
and it's not that. I just you know what I mean? And my friends are gonna gas me and do it with me and we're just gonna have a really good time. Do you know what I mean? Regardless of whether men are there or not. And that's what I mean. Like I will twerk around my female friends. And it's not because men are there. It's just because this is who I am and I can do it in the comfort with my friends and it is what it is. And a man's gonna come and go, you're acting extra, whatever. I don't care about your opinion.
I feel like the fun time you have with men are with men that are not trying to move to you. Do you know what I mean? I feel like if they're like just your male friends where it's actually platonic, they're not trying to move to you or whatever, that could be a fun time. But I feel like that's one of the reasons, that's one of the elements that makes hanging out with women just fun. It's like what Gina was saying, like there's no like unnecessary, like we can literally just be free and just gist about whatever we want to gist about and just literally be ourselves without worrying about are you signaling someone? Is this some kind of indirect message that you want him when really and truly it's his friend you really want anyway? It's really, it's like, you don't have to worry about things. You don't have to think about, you don't have to think too much about stuff. You can just be. You can just exist in whatever fun it is that you want to be in. Because sometimes even when you, like, me personally, when I'm speaking to certain guys here, that it's a good conversation. And then we just turn a corner. Now you're moving to me. Now it's just like, oh man, now it's ruined things. I feel like, fun times can be had with men that are not trying to move to you. But other than that, but girls aren't trying to move to me. As in my friends aren't trying to move to me. So it's always going to be a fun time with them. My female friends, that is. But it's not about women being together.
This is a bit of a...
Have girls moved to you before?
Yeah.
Is that where it's coming from?
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Have girls moved to me before? Other girls will give me signals and such.
Okay. How do you know it's not just platonic and friendship stuff?
You know.
Well, is
You
it the
just
same
know.
as a guy doing it, but just from a female?
I guess so, in a way.
Yeah, how do you differentiate?
Yeah, because like, they'll be flirting
squeeze
with
of the
you.
bums?
Excuse me? Sorry?
How do you like differentiate the squeeze of the bums from one who's just
Yeah, but say for
and one who's
example,
like,
Say for example, if Gina felt my bum, I know she's not feeling my bum because
She fancies me.
she fancies me. A girl who fancies me is not feeling up my bum. In the same way, a guy who fancies me will not just, sorry. I realised what sentence I was about to finish. That does happen.
So you're
But-
sure? You're sure that
No, because the girls who fancy you and are trying to like get with you, they flirt with you. Like it's like a guy moving to you, but you just know when a when a guy's being friendly and when a guy's moving to you, you know.
I've been moved to by a girl, but she stuck it on me hard, so it was very.
They do.
It was very much.
Very intense. It's like whoa.
I literally even
Whoa,
was like,
buddy.
"You're making me shy." Like, please, I beg.
It's literally like whoa, buddy.
White flag. I was like, ma'am.
I'm out. Please. Yeah, it's like a because I feel like when the guy's being friendly, actually no, I can't tell the difference sometimes when guys moving to me. But yeah, you know when a girl is trying to get with you.
But you know what? I used to be the bum person.
Yeah.
Like, let's say I see Esther from behind you, I'm gonna go and grip some, and I'm
Yeah.
oh yeah, sometimes. Sorry. I'm cup. You know when you cup, sometimes it's so bad, yeah. The person turns around in such anger, like they're about to switch, and they're like, Gina. And I'm like, hey.
That'd be like, you grab a handful. You
No,
I like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Like, but I won't just I will cup. Just because I'm a troll.
Get a handful.
But I've stopped because one time I did it to a person who I thought it wasn't her. And
oh my gosh!
like, I was like, oh, is that I was like,
girl, you could have been in jail.
no, literally. She laughed it off though. It was so funny. I said, oh
That
my
is so
gosh, I
funny.
thought you were my friend.
Yikes.
And she laughed it off. But I thought
Why
after
is Bro
that,
making notes? Are you sick? What are you
after
doing?
that, I said, I'm never touching
Excuse
any.
me?
I'm never doing it again. What? Because you're gonna pin it up.
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, man.
But yeah, I grab at people's asses.
Yeah.
I used to,
But
not
they're your
anymore.
friends.
But like
And
I
you-
said,
yeah.
I'll do it to you.
Yeah.
I've done. She even said I've done it to her. Sorry.
It's different to when guys. No, sorry, I like a bum grab. It's different to when guys do it.
don't
So if a guy's your friend and he grabs your ass,
You
then
can't
it's
grab
cool.
my bum as my friend. Let me see.
No.
What kind of grab is
Yeah,
that?
just like with Gina.
No, it's
What kind of
different.
I
grab
just
is
come and I
that?
see her.
That's unethical.
Because I'm not trying to get in her Gucci.
This is
But if
it.
I'm not trying to
Spread
get in a
it
coochie either.
Nah. When you feel this ass, you might want to get in the Gucci. So,
So how about your
you
gay
grabbing
friends?
bums. Sorry,
Your gay friends, would you let them jiggle?
my gay friends.
Yeah.
I actually don't have any, so.
But
That's
would
my
you-
gay female friends.
male.
Could they
No,
grab it?
man. Why are you touching my body for like that?
But I get what you mean though, because a lot of them you see them as like your sister.
Yeah, but just
so-
because they don't fancy, just because I'm not the gender they're attracted to, doesn't mean. No, I personally, my gay friends would not be grabbing my bum. They don't want to grab my bum. They want to grab other men's bums. They want to grab the gender they fancy's bums. Mine does not appeal to them at all.
So y'all don't feel uncomfortable at all for your brethren, your female brethren,
Yeah.
to basically grab parts
Yeah,
of
because they're
you?
my friends. But if it's like a strange, like if it's like a random girl, that I wouldn't be comfortable with that. But if it's my friend, that's not a thing. It's my friend.
And you don't question whether it is that they slightly enjoy it?
No, well, of course you wouldn't. My bum is nice, you know. My bum is very good, nice texture. So yeah, of course you would enjoy it. That's part of the package.
Alright.
But I don't see it as like, do you mean like, would they fancy me? Would this make them, no. Because they know me anyway.
In the
Like a
name of
man.
equality, your guy friends
My
should
man,
be
my
that.
man, my
If
man.
that's the standard you're not setting. It
You're
should
not
be,
setting
should
it.
be all,
No, it's not one size fits all.
no?
Different rules for different genders.
So you'd have to squeeze a guy's bum.
If you're my man,
He said, Gina, let me
No,
be your
just like your
friend.
brethren.
no, I wouldn't squeeze my brethren's bum.
No, and I don't do it to men.
Yeah, it's not. It's a girl thing. It's just. Let us
no.
have things. Let women have things.
I wouldn't do it to a man because I know that
Nothing.
you lot are very like, you know what I mean?
About their bum.
You won't find it funny. You might even switch. And let me be honest, if I'm doing it to a man, I'm not cupping you, I'm poking you.
Yeah,
Punch in the
poke. I'm more
I'm
of
gonna
a poke
poke.
for y'all.
And
Yeah,
you lot might
see how
get very
firm it
like
is.
emotional about it. So I'm
That's
like,
it.
This
you
is
know,
it.
what? What?
No,
Oh, okay. Don't want to share for the room? No?
That's fine.
All right, cool.
We got our thing. They got their thing.
Huh?
Thank you.
What did you say?
Thank you.
About what?
Answer my questions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's all right.
You finished compiling your notes?
Yeah.
What are your notes then?
I don't have any notes. I was just taking timestamps.
You what?
I was taking timestamps.
Of course you was, because you're going to go pin
Just
this
add-
up and embarrass
Just
me.
add the right things in there.
Anyway.
That's what I'm saying to you.
We spoke about this, so
I'm gonna report the.
I don't want to see my face.
I'll report the post. Get taken down. All right. Well, that's enough of that. Let's get into our headlines, please.
Should have charged it at home.
You know.
Says the person
Who
using the
doesn't bring
charger.
Are you already plugged in?
Yeah.
This one there, no?
Okay, cool. Wait. Okay, yeah.
What?
Thanks.
All
right.
I was about to be so cheeky there.
What happened?
That's what I'm
I
trying to get the
saved
feed up.
myself.
But I actually get away with murder anyway, to be fair.
To be fair.
Mm.
But what do you feel with like squeezing your female friend's bum?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm. What?
Let's not.
Excuse me.
You say what? Wait, you say what? We're on the way out.
Let's go
bye,
back to
G.
Manuel, please.
All right. So, first headline, some sad news, man. Michael Parkinson passed away.
Oh, do you remember that show?
Esther
You are
might know.
annoying me, man. You guys got my damn nerve. I was gonna say who's that, but I thought the man died. To be respectful.
He's a legend, man.
Parkinson, he's used to do interviews.
Is there a picture coming up or right?
Yeah. It says,
Okay, thank you.
I don't think that's going to help. I can't remember what he looks like.
And you wanted me to remember?
When you see him though,
But he used to always be on telly.
always, yeah.
Yeah, but what
Interview.
channel though? Because I was watching Disney Channel.
BBC, ITV.
Okay, I might recognize
he
him.
definitely looks like Jimmy South.
Is he a news anchor?
No way.
Respect the dead, Brent.
Don't tell me he doesn't look like Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, he does. Looks like Jimmy's cousin.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Mm.
As he got older and older, yeah. But then again, maybe they kind of all morph into the same type of thing.
Okay.
He ain't
right.
got no scandal on, has he? He's straight, right?
He's clean.
Yeah,
Imagine, and he's dead, and he's all comparing him to the most scandalous man in Britain.
No, but
Ridiculous.
Parkinson's a G, you know.
Yeah, he done his thing.
Yeah, man. I think I remember them asking what was his best interview. It was with Muhammad Ali, man.
That's why I remember him.
No, I remember his interview, but like it was just that his honesty about it, and basically talking about when he interviewed Muhammad Ali prior to, basically when he became the heavyweight champion, and he was part of the nation, to afterwards when he wasn't part of the nation anymore,
Okay.
and you know what I mean, and just the contrast, and yeah, just brilliant interview.
Oh, bless him. R.I.P. man.
But yeah, man, he's been remembered as the greatest interviewer of our age after his death at the age of 88. The broadcaster died peacefully at home in the company of his family on Wednesday night following a brief illness. So Michael, who's a former journalist, was one of Britain's television's most famous faces through his talk show Parkinson, which initially ran on BBC from 1971 to 1982. He relaunched the show in 1998 before it moved to ITV in 2004, remaining on air until he retired the program in 2007. Over more than 800 episodes. The TV host, affectionately known as Parky, interviewed some of the world's most high-profile figures, including Muhammad Ali, Sir Elton John, Tom Cruise, Helen Mirren, and George Michael, and helped make comedian Sir Billy Connolly a household name. So RIP to Michael Parkinson. Next headline, big trigger warning here. Brent, I'm not sure if you can put this guy up on the screen. He might be familiar to people. His name's Christopher Binns. And basically this animal, yeah, he's a comedian who appeared on Channel 4's 8 out of 10 Cats, has been sentenced after being found with more than 35,000 indecent images of children.
Wow.
Wow.
35,000.
What makes it worse is what I'm about to say after. Okay, I don't recognize this guy.
I ain't never
Yeah.
seen this shit.
Why do they always look like this?
It's not
They always look so creepy, like they live in their mum's basement.
crazy. I'm gonna tell you what's worse about this though.
It gets worse.
Yeah, 100%. I'll tell you why. But just remember, 35,000. I don't know how many. What's that? That's gigs and gigs, probably, isn't it? But
It's like terabytes and shit.
Nah.
actually, maybe
Could
not.
even be megabytes, to be honest.
If it was,
Depending
if
how
he's
small
been
they are.
collecting since the 70s.
Megabytes? No. 35,000 isn't a lot of pictures.
No?
Picture space. No.
Wow.
No.
Okay. Either way, this guy, Christopher Binns, right, he's also known as Tom. He created the hospital radio DJ character Ivan Brackenbury. And Binns had admitted 5 counts of making and 1 of possessing indecent images of children. So that's got a bit worse, right? Because I don't really understand the
making them.
making. I don't
That means he
understand
was
the making.
taking the pictures.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it sounds like anyway. Unless maybe he did Photoshop stuff. I don't know. But this is the worst part for me, right? He was given a combined 10-month sentence.
10 months.
10 months. Suspended for 15 months.
Why?
I don't know.
What in the
I
white
don't know.
privilege is going on here?
Probably because he's part of a ring and they didn't want him to sing. Or they want to kill him whilst he's accessible.
Perhaps. Mad.
10 months.
10-month sentence. Suspended for 15 months.
Do you want to give me weed? I've got weed. 10 months and
goddamn shame.
35,000 images.
Goddamn
He's definitely
shame.
got friends in powerful. He's definitely got some more paedophile friends. And if he's in there. But then I thought the Jeffrey Epstein way was the way.
What do you mean?
Well,
Was in what?
allegedly he died in cell.
Oh yeah, they killed him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should put him in prison.
I thought they
and
would've-
They should off this guy, innit?
That's
We
what I
don't need
thought.
people like this around.
35,000.
Yeah. And he admitted to 5 counts of making and 1 of possessing indecent. It's a bloody. Anyway,
He's a sicko.
so the 53-year-old was also made a subject of a sexual harm prevention order and ordered to sign the sex offenders register both for 10 years at the Derby Crown Court on Thursday. He's best known for 2 creations, Ivan Brackenbury and Ian D. Montfort, who's a psychic. Yeah, there's not much to this guy. I don't really need to read anymore, but yeah. this is basically what happened to him, man. Lauren Fisher, who I think was the judge or whatever, prosecuting, said all the images were downloaded between the 26th of March and the 21st of November 2020. So this is just like a 6-month window. This guy just downloaded 35,000 bloody pictures. But yeah, she also said that between October 14th and the 15th of 2020, the National Crime Agency received information that the user of the defendant's email had uploaded multiple Category C indecent images of, I don't know about the categories, but he's uploading images too. So these must be obviously what he's made. He's uploading to these other animals, and he's obviously downloading stuff too. So yeah.
The number of pedophiles there are out there is so scary.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And the last headline, trigger warning here, and the FIDE, F-I-D-E, said that individual cases will require further analysis and that a decision could take up to 2 years. And this is regarding transgender women being banned from women's chess events. So remember before we briefly spoke about how the only difference really is the physical stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Well, obviously the chess confederation don't necessarily believe so. So many sports governing bodies have been working on policies towards transgender athletes, but chess does not involve comparable levels of physical activity. However, the FIDE told the BBC it wanted to analyse the impact of these policies and did not want to rush this process. It said that the transgender legislation is rapidly developing in many countries and many sports bodies are adopting their own policies. FIDE will be monitoring these developments and see how we can apply them to the world of chess. 2 years is a scope of sight that seemed reasonable for the thorough analyses of such developments. It added that transgender players could still compete in the open section of its tournaments. Yosha Iglesias, who's a trans woman, a professional chess player with the FIDE rank of chess masters, said that the policy would lead to unnecessary harm for trans players and women as well. Iglesias also said that this appalling situation will lead to depression and suicide attempts. Women grandmaster and 2-time US women's champion Jennifer Shahade also criticized the decision, saying that the policy was ridiculous and very dangerous. So I added the very, but yeah, she said ridiculous and dangerous. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the headlines, man.
Thank you. Let's get into what you're saying, topic of the day.
All right, people. So this particular topic, right, is something that I guess we could have spoke about a while back because it has been going on, but it's still relevant now, and there's been further developments. And this is about the Hollywood writers and actors strike, right? Mm-hmm. So you guys obviously have been hearing about it all over the news. I think August 9th marked the 100th day of the writers strike. So it started in May. And basically, just for some background information, the Writers Guild of America, which is the WGA, which represents 11,500 screenwriters, went on strike on May the 2nd of this year after failing to reach an agreement with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, the AMPTP. On July the 13th now, the SAG-AFTRA union, which it basically represents 160,000 Hollywood actors, they also joined the writers on the picket lines in solidarity. Yeah, this is the first time that both unions have been on strike at the same time since 1960. So it's significant, right? And I'm going to go into why is these guys are striking, and obviously I want us to kind of dissect it and give our views on it, right? So the first thing is they want higher pay. Like most unions, picketing for their people. Yeah, that's one of the main things, especially during this cost of living over the past few years. And basically, well-known actors, they receive millions of dollars, as we know, innit, to star in movies and television shows. However, a lot of the members, like I said, for the SAG-AFTRA union, which represents 160,000, me anyway, I'll probably struggle to name like 50 actors. Imagine 160,000 actors. So all of these guys, they don't even meet the union's minimum annual earnings requirement of $27,000 to qualify for health coverage. And this is what the issue is. Because they kind of fall below that threshold, a lot of them don't have health care, at least covered by this particular scheme, right? So the screenwriters are also in a similar situation to these actors as well. Adjusted for inflation, the median weekly pay for writers and producers has declined by 23% in the past 10 years, right? And even worse, about half the television writers are working for minimum rates. So again, this is just terrible for them in terms of their pay. So both unions are seeking high compensation for their members, and they also want to increase for their pension plan and their health fund, right? Also, another big thing is residuals. So for those who don't know, obviously Marks will be able to, and Yusuf, because obviously they know about the music residuals and stuff, right? Similar type of thing. Basically, payments that writers and actors receive when movies and TV shows are aired on TV, right? I believe there was one lady who was a writer for Orange is the New Black. Mm. Yeah. She was talking about how she has to keep her day job because she makes more from the day job than she does residuals from that show. She showed her a check. I can't remember the period. It was something like, well, less than $100. Put it that way. Honestly, 100%.
You know, that's one of the biggest shows.
This is it.
On Netflix in the world.
This is it. I think it was one of the shows that catapulted Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So basically, all these residuals can include reruns, syndication, film broadcasts on TV, all that type of stuff. Still, with all that combined, they're not making a lot of P's, right? Another thing they're also talking about, and this is, I think, one of the biggest talking points, is the use of AI. So basically...
Isn't AI to write scripts? No, never mind. That's ChatGPT, whatever it's called.
No, it's still part of the same thing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's more than that, Esther. Do you know why? What they're saying is... what they're saying is AI could be used to... I want to get the right word.
What, they got AI, they can do like an AI Idris Elba?
Thank you very much. So yes. So basically, Brent will just get your face, your expressions, your voice, and just when you're not here, just put you here.
If I ever see an AI shade queen on this sofa,
and he'll just
that's wild.
One day he'll just make it more shadier.
Can you imagine? Now the real me is getting cancelled because of my alter ego.
You know what I'm saying?
That's wild. Yeah. Oh, that's horrible then.
Exactly. And basically, I think in their fight, one of the unions, the actors one anyway, they're basically saying they want assurances that these particular motion picture people, right, are not going to use their likeness forever after just one payment. Because, you know, typically in the music industry, right, you don't own your masters and stuff, innit? So you just write your record, make your song, whatever, and the record label could do anything afterwards, right? Similar type of thing here. Okay. One appearance, they've got your likeness, they can do whatever they want now. So they're basically saying, this puts us out of business, especially with just one payment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'll go into a bit more detail afterwards, right? But based on that, guys, what do you think of that firstly? And do you also kind of feel like this is just a sign of the times? In terms of this is just AI thing, it's just what happens. So really, maybe you can get better contracts, but really this is just meant to help everybody. It makes it easier for businesses, and maybe you just have to do something else. I don't know.
Shouldn't they be, but don't they have the option to negotiate better contracts like what you're saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That, I'm guessing there's people with better contracts than the one with the new Orange is the New Black woman got. Doesn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
So doesn't it fall on the person? I
think within, I think basically what happened is when it came to the streaming part of it, I think this was new territory. So back in the day, obviously, like, depending on how well the movie does, and especially if it goes to DVD, how many sold, you can get certain amounts of thing in it. But it's just like in music, the streaming model is completely different. Yeah. And so I think a lot of them are just struggling. So I think it's one of those things where it's like they haven't got to the stage where they have to renegotiate the contracts. It's just one of those where I think people maybe didn't foresee how bad this would be, if that makes sense. So yes, on paper, it could be their fault right now.
Yeah, the streaming platforms probably bumped them just like what they done with the music.
Exactly.
People, just decided that 1 million plays was 3 pence. And all them like they're the one who set it in it. Yeah, so exactly. I can hear that then.
Because $100, for Orange is the flipping New Black is wild.
And that's such a big show. So
it's such a massive show.
I'm so confused.
But how much do writers get anyway? Like, to be a writer on Orange is the New Black? What's the standard wage kind of thing?
I'm not too sure. But you would expect
because even $100 per season is rude.
Yeah, 100%.
$100 per episode, maybe.
I think even that's low though.
It is definitely
for
low.
a show that's gonna like clear, like big bucks per episode.
But before you write it, you don't know what it's gonna clear.
No, of course.
But after season 1, talk some talks.
Can't you? I don't know if this is a thing, but
That's
can't
why you should have it on your
negotiate
contract so you can get it on the back end.
This
Yeah.
is it.
That's what I was
This
gonna
is
say.
it. People don't think of that stuff.
On a contract basis, because like you said, you actually never know when something's gonna take off or not, innit? So wouldn't you negotiate something more on a percentage basis
if it does take off,
as opposed to like a set fee? Well, that's what I would anyway.
But again, when you're first starting, especially remember the Actors Union, the SAG-AFTRA, right? They represent 160,000. So if you join this agency, this union, you're going to be one of these.
No, but that's people that are like trying to make it and shit.
Exactly.
Like, that's not necessarily successful actors. That's all like extras and that. I don't even know. They might not be getting that much work.
Yeah, of course.
Period.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So just being part of the union doesn't mean you should have healthcare. You might just be like the tree in the. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you might not be that.
tree.
No, but honestly though, you might not be that
Extra
guy. Just because you're in the Actors Guild doesn't mean you can compare me to Denzel Washington. I understand you're trying to make it in the world and you're trying to get on in it. But if you're not on yet and you're not even earning that much and then you shouldn't. You shouldn't get all the same healthcare and things as these men that are earning money and doing big things. You just you should have a day job as well anyway.
But it's getting worse, especially with the inflation thing. So obviously, like in every other industry, everyone's been, striking to try and get more, you know what I'm saying? And with the factoring in of inflation, it's gone down by 23% in the past 10 years. How much they get weekly, you know what I'm saying? So they're looking at it like, this is crazy. Plus, when you then add in the fact that with the streaming thing now, which is more so the main thing with the residuals and how they pay people, plus the potential of AI, these people are going to be out of a job.
I don't know. When you're a creative and you go into that field, I think you know what comes with it, innit? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That's just you have to work hard, rely on your links, rely on your talent. So hopefully you get success in it. But it's like, if you're not successful in your endeavors or whatever, who's that really on? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, people work 9 to 5s to get a solid check every month and boom, boom, they go and work and do their thing so their rent's paid or whatever. When you go into that creative world and say, I want to be a musician, I want to be an actor, I want to be an artist, I want to be a resident, you got to go out and make your way. No one ain't giving you nothing. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
If you as an artist, one single can actually change your life. As a writer, there's no reason why being one of the writers that wrote Orange is the New Black should not change your life.
Yeah, that's
Do
true.
you know what I mean? And there's a lot of companies and stuff that actually exploit people. I was reading the other day, I saw on Twitter actually, and it was saying how, so with Disney Channel, right? Apparently, like they get paid a certain amount, but that payment they would get a lot more if their show is good enough to last like 3 seasons, for example. But apparently, whenever they got to 3rd seasons, Disney will reboot it, so that way they don't have to pay them decent money. So then I started to think, because that's why like all the shows like Hannah Montana, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, whatever, after 3 seasons, they would rebrand them and like join this show and this show. So technically now it's now a new show, so they don't have to abide by that contract. So a lot of these employers, to be honest, they're intentionally taking from people, because think about it, a producer of a show, of one of these shows, their life has changed from that show. But the person that wrote the show, my life hasn't changed. Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason why, especially if you're someone who does like writing, this is what you do. There's no reason why your career as a writer should not be putting food on your table. There was even an actor, I saw him on one of the blogs, but I didn't put his name down, but he's actually a known actor. And he was saying because of the writer's strikes, he's had to sell one of his houses. Yeah, like he's got multiple houses, but that's how bad it is. Where even he who has money is having to sell one of the houses.
Yeah, because they ain't getting no money at the moment.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of these companies, they know what they're doing. Even if your contract says this and whatever, when it comes to be like, oh yeah, if we get renewed for a 2nd season, this is it. But then they'll just call you up and be like, oh, we're going a different direction. Yeah. What we wrote last time, we don't really like that direction. We're going to take it this way. So now you're out of a job. So they're very, very cunning in how it is that they cheat people. And it's wild, man.
Also, like I was saying with the AI thing, like you mentioned with ChatGPT, the writers want assurances that the studios won't use their scripts to then train AI. Remember yesterday we were talking about how you feed ChatGPT and all these other AI chatbots with information, and it just goes on from there. So they can finish scripts for them. They can all types of stuff. So someone can come to show you the first episode. Be like, nah, it's not good enough. Take it and.
But the thing is, as a business, right? If I feel like AI is more cost effective, it's more efficient, then as a business owner, I've kind of got the right to do what's best for my business, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the point. I feel
And
like
that's
where we're at.
and the thing is, that's fair on their end,
It
right?
is.
Because I don't have to employ you. I don't have to employ you. This is my business.
Yeah.
And if I decide that I want to use AI because it's quicker, more cost effective, time efficient, then that's their right, innit?
Yeah.
I was watching Secret Invasion on Marvel. Their whole intro is AI generated.
Wow.
You can tell, to be fair, it doesn't really look, it's not great, but you can tell it's AI generated. But yeah, that whole thing, so that's what graphic designers, animators, but that's their right.
Yeah.
That's their right.
Yeah.
Worst show in the world.
Yeah, it was shit. I can't lie, it was shit.
But obviously, it's early days, isn't it?
Yeah.
It'll get a lot better. You know what I'm saying?
What, that-
ChatGPT about it.
No, I'm saying that the writers, I swear that them writers are striking as well. Them Marvel ones, they got problems with them writers as well because all the Marvel shows are dead. All of them.
I think this strike is
So
across.
they should just try to just fire them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, but they need to fix. They need to fix something. 'Cause all them Marvel shows, they're all meaty. The guy, it's going down the
You
pan.
sound so unimpressed.
No, trust me. They need to pay the writers their money. That's what they need to do. Incentivize these people.
Give him a little pep in the step.
There's also another thing, what makes it worse, about what you was talking about in terms of negotiating contracts. Typically, when writers are hired for a particular series, they're not allowed to accept other work. So obviously you're gonna have to have your day job.
So because I'm waiting for $100 from Orange is the New Black, I can't write another script somewhere else.
No, it's more so like whilst you're working with Orange is the New Black.
But you know how long them shows take sometimes?
This is it.
Because you know sometimes as well, like even when they start shooting, things can change. So for the entire like duration of while they're filming and stuff, I can't get another job. That's wild.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, and what they're saying is this was sustainable when shows were like 22 to 25 episode seasons, right? But lately the shows produced by streaming networks have been featured just 8 to 10 episodes per season. Thank you very much.
That one is dead. That battery pack here has got 0 in it.
Yeah, so this
Auntie, you go for a lot.
So this is like substantially reduced their pay because obviously they're only getting
Thank
paid for the equivalent.
Let me do it.
Thank you very much. For the equivalent of 8 to 10 episodes per season. When back in the day you get like 22, 20 episodes. So at least even though you've got me, right,
Yeah.
you've got me for a long period of time.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about my next job as much. You know what I'm saying? And all that type of stuff. So thank you very much. So yeah, man. So the WGA, the Writers Guild, they basically want to get rid of the exclusivity contracts so that writers can work on multiple assignments at the same time.
Yeah, I
So-
feel like, yeah, that makes sense though. Being able to work, because if it's different stories, I mean, Orange is the New Black, as an example, that's about lesbians, right? And then, well, lesbians in jail. And then, say you're working on like a sitcom or something, that's like a family show. Yeah, man, they need to get their rights looked up because they are being had.
But like I think Yusuf was pretty much saying, yeah, these businesses, they have the right to do this, yeah. And at the end of the day, the writers, the actors, they also have the right to strike, right?
Absolutely.
But long term, do you feel like this is just another thing that human beings kind of need to adjust themselves to? Because at the end of the day, AI is going to pervade all areas of life. And so maybe, because people complained, right, during the Industrial Revolution and stuff, oh, what's going to happen to jobs, this and the third. They were scared that things would like be the end for mankind. But there's been more jobs being produced. Like everything's changes. Sorry, all of these changes produce more. It's just that we can't see what it will produce in the moment.
It's interesting.
Industries
What
got
would
lost
AI
though.
Huh?
There's industries and stuff that got lost though.
During that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So it does create more jobs, but there's people that was specialists in industries and
This is true.
their jobs are gone.
But with AI though, like what jobs could AI create? If it does things. Do you mean? Because what they need people for, they're using AI to do it now. I feel like I can only see jobs being lost, not jobs being created off of that. Unless AI creates it and then they give it back to the writers to add a human touch to it.
We'll come back to that.
Morning, caller.
Morning, y'all. How are you?
All
Good, thank you, Stacey. How are you?
Good. I think the part that I left off on the TV was E-Man asking, or isn't it something about, as a business, them having the right to opt for these different options, and as a union, them having the right to strike. In theory, yes. However, the big problem here is that the landscape for working that these studios have created has created this gig economy, which makes it very difficult for these writers to be able to do said things. So you spoke on the part about exclusivity. Mm-hmm. You spoke about how, what do you call it, streaming makes significantly less. So just let me paint a picture here. You mentioned that in the past, TV shows had way more episodes, right? So say in those writing of those many episodes, that takes a lot of time to get done. So you already have that advantage of time that they're being paid for because it's a longer season. Now you add to that, it's being put on TV. Now we've shifted to streaming, but before we were on TV. When it's on TV, the numbers are being, are being monitored a lot better, and they're being paid according to that. With streaming, this new economy of streaming, they're being greedy. Like I know the major point, mind you, I'm in music, so I'm hearing this from different parts of like my industry. So, I'm not saying take what I'm saying Bible, but this is just what I'm hearing. One of the big problems is that streaming services don't have accurate counts of their streaming numbers. Mm-hmm. So to you guys, Orange is the New Black is this big hit on Netflix, but to their writers, there's no accurate count for them to be able to get their residuals. Mm-hmm. And that's something that the streaming services are fighting back on, because the writers are asking for introduce a third party to come and accurately count the numbers and see what we're being streamed, and we're asking for a very small portion of that as our residuals. The streaming services are saying no, like take our word for it. We're going to tell you that it streamed 1 million, a week, but really and truly it's streaming 10 million a week. They don't want to pay that 10 million scale. Mm-hmm. So you do that, you knock them off residuals. You're doing a small number of episodes. You're making them sign exclusivity contracts. Now they don't qualify for benefits. So it's like, what do you then do? Mm. And this is something that the entire industry is doing. So you can't just say as an independent entrepreneur, okay, I'm not going to work with this party because I don't like the way they do business. No, everybody's doing it. So it's shutting them out of their business. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. But do you feel like that's just something that happens? So like I mentioned earlier, like during the Industrial Revolution and stuff like this, right? Yes, like Mark was saying, a lot of jobs were lost. A lot of skilled people lost their jobs and found it difficult to transition. But in terms of how the world moves along, right, like more jobs for people to learn new skills, right, became available. Do you feel like this is just something else where a lot of these writers maybe have to perhaps get into something else? Or maybe, obviously it's hard to kind of imagine it because there's nothing here at the moment, right? But maybe there's just some other thing that these writers and actors can get together to create, which keeps them relevant, that they can now control because they helped to create it.
They are creating the shows.
Say what, sir? Say that again?
They are creating the shows.
No, I'm saying something else. Something else. Because again, like these guys, these motion pictures people, right? They can just use AI. They can do certain things to benefit their business model, right? And it's legal. So at some point in time, they may learn. All right, put it this way. Let's just say they come to an agreement, right? And it's something that kind of, both parties walk away from the agreement where they're both happy. So they're not necessarily confined to everything that these actors and writers actually want, right? But it's still something that's kind of works for the now. Let's just say in 20, 30, 50 years time from now, right? It gets to a point where AI is amazing and it comes to, a time to renegotiate contracts. And all of these motion pictures services basically say, listen, we don't need you anymore. We're just going to do this, that, and the third. We can create actors, we can create all of this, scripts, everything. We don't need you anymore. What should happen in that instance?
If they want to go the AI route, they can go the AI route. But I think that's not necessarily the focus here. Like, AI is a problem only because of how it exists to these people who are doing these things. Mm-hmm. In the case of the actors, if you want to use AI, start with AI and end with AI. But you don't get to now kill my business model and strike me out of my business because of it. That's the problem. Like, in order for business to work, it needs to be mutually beneficial for both parties. And I don't think that justified. I don't think because the studios and these streaming services, because they have the bigger bag in this, they get to basically run over these other parties and justify it on account, this is my business. Well, it's their business too. This is how these people are making a living. Yeah. So I think that it just needs to come to some type of agreement where things are mutually beneficial. And really and truly, when you really get into the thick of these negotiations and what's going on here, which I also need to charge myself to get a little bit further into it, I'm definitely understanding this from a skin level. These people are just being greedy. Yeah, but really and truly. If you look at how...
Sorry, go on, Stacey.
Go ahead. No, if you look at how much these people in Hollywood are making, it's actually obscene. Like, not from a salary level, from a revenue level, compared to what the small little things. When I tell you the amount that the writers and the actors are asking for is so minute, it's probably less than 10% of their revenue. It's just greed, and it's really just to set a precedent that's just going to keep them locked into this cycle for years. And in these times now where we have inflation and the cost of living growing, I think them being on strike is the best thing for them, because it's like, if you don't get it now, you're going to be drowning for the next however many years. So,
but that's the thing though. Like you said, they have a right to strike, right? And let's just say they strike, which they are doing now, and it comes out with a new situation where, like you said, it's mutually beneficial. So they don't get every single thing they want, but they get enough for them to say, you know what, I'm going to go back to work. In 50 years' time, these businesses may get to that point, because I feel like we're getting there anyway. Like Yusuf just said, the entire intro of this particular film he watched was done by AI. The entire intro. In 50 years' time, the entire film will be done by AI. When they say we don't need you anymore, what will happen to the writers and the actors? Because this is why I'm asking, is this just a sign of the times?
If they didn't need them, they would not be in negotiations.
That's now. That's now, Stacey. I'm saying in 50 years' time. This is why I gave you an example of what Yusuf said. The entire intro was done without actors. All we needed was graphic designers, people who were good at computer stuff, this, that, and the third, done. You know what I'm saying? What happens
if they want the entire movie industry to be, what do you call it, animation, that's fine. But even in AI, there's still the necessity of having able bodies to be able to do some of these things. You think it's AI that's making itself?
But this is what I'm trying to say.
It's also not just the writers who are striking; it's the actors, and with that, there are the crews, there are the directors. All of these parties are striking. By the way, directors, I think they were able to get the negotiations done quickly. But it's like there are still bodies who are being impacted by this, and it's not just a one-off situation. So you can't look at it from that angle. Like, there's still going to be a party that will need to strike. And it's not something that they can just completely take over.
All right, Stacey, two things, right? Like you said, you're saying they won't completely take over. Of course, human beings, we need to be, doing certain things to make certain things function, right? But remember, if I needed 100 or 200 actors, right, or personnel on set, I may only need 10 now. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big chunk. 95% of the people I don't need no more. I'm saving a lot of money. So if I don't have to deal with the egos of actors, I don't have to deal with the complexities of speaking to different people. If I can just go to AI, just get my 10 trusted people, pay them more, right? And I can make my movie and I'm happy. I don't see why I need the rest of the people. So that's number one, right? And in such a situation like that, which I feel is coming, what do they do? And number two, like I said about the sign of the times, like a lot of us here may complain about this, but all of us, when it gets to that point where things are normal, a lot of us, if we can afford it and we care for it, we'll start buying driverless cars, right? So so basically what I'm trying to say, you adapt to the new thing, right? And so when these technologies get better and better, when you buy your cars and the human beings are not in the factories doing anything anymore, and it's purely robots, why is it like we can't adjust that same mindset for that to this writing and acting thing?
They will, and I think that it's not going to eradicate the problem. There's this, to me, what I think of is if there's less bodies, there's bigger budget. How? There's a larger piece of pie that these. If your budget for a movie is 100,000 and you were dividing it by 10 once upon a time, and now you're dividing it by 5, you don't think your agent's going to negotiate for a bigger piece of that pie? Be so for real.
Your agent, did you say?
There's just going to be less opportunities.
Did you say agent?
There's going to be less opportunity. Huh?
Did you say the agent will negotiate for more?
Yeah, of course. If I know your budget is bigger because you have less bodies and that's how the industry has gravitated for it, now you just have more money to negotiate with. You think they're going to pay them the same if they have less?
No, but
you said it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. They were inflated, but I'm still saving more money. I don't have to pay 100 actors. I could just pay 10. So yes, I don't mind doubling yours even. It's still less that I'm forking out.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that the way that works will change.
That's a good thing. Less people getting paid.
No, I'm not saying it's a good thing.
No, I'm not saying it's a good thing.
Is this a sign of time? Do we just have to accept it? You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying it's a good, but I am saying that it's not gonna be like if a 10 say it was 10 people before, the salary you made when it was 10 is gonna stay consistent when it's now only half of that. No, it's just gonna be that it's less people making more money, and they'll shift to that. That's fine, but. Again, like you said, times will change, but I'm saying that doesn't negate the things that they're negotiating for. If you have 5 people, that still doesn't eradicate the possibility of AI being a problem. Yeah, it's just less people who are going to be impacted by that.
Yeah, 100%.
To get that out the way now.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't negate what they're trying to campaign for. That's it's up to them, 100%. But what about the responsibility of us as those who go to cinema and watch films and stuff like this? Like, what type of role do you think we should play? Because obviously, clearly, you're on the side of the actors and the writers, right? Like, what role should we play if we kind of, want to strike with them or stand in solidarity in some capacity?
I do know that what the guilds are saying is that we need to be, as consumers, careful in how we think we're helping them. Because when all of this first came out, people were like, well, let's protest Netflix. Everyone cancel your subscription. They were like, immediately no. Like, that's going to hurt us more than it is help us. So my personal recommendation would be just keep an eye out for what the guilds are saying, what the unions are saying, and they will recommend accordingly based on whatever it is they're trying to negotiate. So I think one thing that I did hear, there are certain studios that are, in support of the writers, like A24. Apparently, they're one of the few studios, streamers, whatever, production houses, whatever, who very quickly got to the negotiations because they did agree to a lot of the terms that the writers were suggesting because they were fair. They create great things all the time. I would imagine the advice would be to support people like that rather than put your investment into these companies who don't care about anything except their bottom line and they're fucking everyone else over, as they're getting to that.
Okay. I hear you. All right. Thank you very much for that, Stacey.
No problem. All right, bye.
So, guys in the room, what are you guys' thoughts? I guess. Do you feel like? Would you feel some type of way, Gina? Right? If you feel as though Gymshark's like, you know what, Gina's amazing. We've got enough information, right, from Gina, right? Her mannerisms, her techniques, all of this type of stuff, her personality, and yes, we're gonna pay you, right? It may decline a bit. But it's less work for you. Like, it's less time and effort you need to put in to actually go to the gym to film, right?
I said maybe our last few dilemmas have been AI generated.
To be fair,
like you know what I'm saying. Like if they require you less, right? They're still paying you, maybe not as much, but obviously it means you can stay at home for longer. You don't have to go and record and all them type of things there. Would you mind?
Yeah, because what you're paying me for is years and years of crafted Gina-ness.
Period.
Is that in your mind though?
But that's what you are though, because you're talking about mannerisms, person, all of that stuff. Yeah, that's not something that you can't put a price on that, in my opinion, because that's me. Do you understand what I mean? So just because I don't have to I had to craft all of this for you to even be able to use it for AI.
Isn't that what you do with your app though? You use your image to basically do workouts and routines and whatnot. So once as you get a bit older, you'll never get old, so don't worry.
Amen, thank you.
You would want to basically still be able to get that particular revenue stream coming in without doing any of the physical activity, right?
No, but I might just go down a different route.
No, but in this situation, won't you be paid the same? In his scenario, you're being paid less, no?
Yeah, he said I get paid less.
Yeah.
With time, it'll slowly go down.
Why?
Because we don't need you.
Then don't use. Then if that's the case, don't use any of my stuff. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I get you, but then okay, what if then would you feel some type of way if I then get some other black girl, Samantha, for example, she's been a fan of yours. She's copying you, whatever. She's
Yeah, but
learning
get
from
Samantha to do something completely different. You can't get Samantha to do my stuff.
But can you tell me how to run my business?
Yeah.
No, but
He said, yeah.
the company is using her likeness, so she has to say.
Yes.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
this is my point. Like,
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
That's if the contract stipulates.
That's it. That's it.
Depends on,
don't worry.
depends on what you sign.
No, that's if she signs this new contract.
Yeah.
But obviously
Even
before she signs
even in
it,
the old contract.
no, but before she signs it, they're going to propose it to her, and that's when she has the right to say no. You can't use my likeness and my image and pay me less. So she has the right to say no.
They can currently use your image and likeness right now to put on posters and flyers and stuff, right? Do you know?
Yeah, because it's in my contract.
There you go. That's it done then.
Yeah, that's in her contract now, which she already knows that.
But Imaya's basically telling you to basically go and renegotiate because AI is coming.
Oh, no, it's fine. Basically.
You can't have an AI represent
If
for the
it's-
fitness queens. That's ridiculous.
If it's in a contract that they're allowed to use her face and her likeness and they implemented some AI stuff now and they want to thing it in Eugene, she couldn't stop them.
No, but the AI is not in the contract though.
It's
No, but the
You
image
don't
and
get it.
likenesses.
The image and likeness.
When you say okay, let me ask you a
yeah, but
question.
wait, hold on 1 second. But
What's
used for
image-
what though?
What's image and likeness?
for
Because
anything they want.
No, but she can still. Nah,
She
trust me.
can't.
It's not. It doesn't state
Question.
AI in the contract.
But let me ask you a question though, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
When you're saying
computer-generated
saying
text, that's
image
what
and
AI is.
likeness, what do you mean?
So say that again, Gina.
When you say image and likeness, what do you mean? So for example,
Mm-hmm.
if you decide to use my image to like run a campaign, you pay me for that. Like,
Would
and
they
if-
pay extra?
Yes.
Okay.
You think you don't know Georgette boy. If it's
Period.
like no, literally, we have a certain window.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna shoot this campaign,
Yes.
you will pay for like marketing and whatnot, or to in the contract it states we're allowed to use these images for a certain period of time.
Okay.
But you pay extra for that. That's not a part of the. Do you know what I mean? We
Okay.
negotiate all of that.
Okay, yeah. So it could be just like that.
Yeah.
AI will now do whatever they need to do with your image and likeness. But I would let you know, Gina, this is what we use AI to do.
Yeah. That's
Here's
fine. But
extra.
you pay.
But
For,
you pay now.
you pay for it though.
Yeah, but with time, eventually, I need to. I don't need you as much anymore.
What Gina's saying is that with a manager like Georgette,
Like
that's not running.
No, I'm just letting you know.
Maybe
that
somebody
anything
else.
goes through with a fine tooth comb. So anything that's let me give you an example. Yeah.
Yes.
So the store billboard thing that we did. Yeah. So I got paid for it handsomely, and it was only meant to run for 6 months. Yeah. The store didn't open when it was supposed to open. Right. So it got delayed by another. It was meant to open in July, didn't open until October. So obviously, most people probably would have just left it. She was like,
Hello, hi.
You lot, it hasn't opened. The contract only states, they're like, oh yeah, my bad, sorry. Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is, she then went back and was like, yeah, this has gone on longer than we originally thingied, and then they paid extra. Do you get what I mean? So
100%.
we're very much on the ball.
Oh, 100%. I don't doubt that at all.
Okay.
But what I'm trying,
We got Georgette every damn time, honey.
Girl.
100%.
Period.
All I'm trying to
Period.
say is, with time, Georgette will even have to
Like
Take-
adjust
adjust.
the contract.
No,
That's
100%.
right.
AI,
And you
yeah.
know what? It's good we're having this conversation because now when I leave here, I'm gonna be like, bro.
Hi, Georgette.
I'll be like, brother.
AI.
It's
Got that
important.
covered?
Literally.
It's important because I feel like especially with the whole image and likeness, I feel like that's kind of broad. Yusuf, you're saying it doesn't include the AI thing, but how do we know for
So
sure?
what I mean is, okay, cool. So right now, I'm sure Gymshark can take Gina's image and put it on a poster,
Yeah.
or use her image for a campaign. But I highly doubt they're gonna have an AI generated Gina to do like a virtual class.
Okay.
Where one day she wakes up and she sees, oh, Just Gina's got a class at 8 a.m. It's virtual, and it's a virtual Gina doing jumping jacks. That ain't gonna run.
If that's something that they want to implement, they will. But like she said, she'll just be compensated for it.
Metaverse, yes.
Yeah, she'll just be compensated for it, but she couldn't stop it. Don't you get it? That's what she's
No.
saying. She'll be compensated if that's what they decide to do. She's got her thing set up, so she will be compensated for it. But she couldn't stop them from doing it.
They'll just give it.
Yes, she
extra.
could.
How?
She could.
She could if
She
it's
could.
a she
She
stipulated
definitely
in the
could. She
contract
definitely
that they
could.
agreed on.
That's if it. Yeah, like
but-
you said,
Yes.
if it's in the contract.
Yes.
But the IA wouldn't have came
No,
up in the
but,
contract.
exactly. That's why she can. That's why she has grounds to dispute it because AI is not in the contract.
I don't think.
Wait,
okay.
do you
I
think
get
this-
what you're saying.
What are you saying? What are
No,
you
no,
saying?
no,
That's
no,
wrong,
no,
Bo,
no,
but
no,
it's
no.
called-
No, it's
If
not
there
wrong.
is-
No,
if
it's
there's
not wrong.
loophole-
No, it's not
loopholes,
wrong.
you can definitely do it. 100%. If it's not stipulated,
So you're telling me
completely-
she has no grounds to argue this?
Well, right now it falls under computer-generated image.
Does it
That's-
state that in the contract?
Yes, because they use it for posters and stuff.
You know what, don't I? It's cool.
I mean,
So Iman said,
no, because I see obviously both
Yeah,
sides,
sides,
but
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like you can argue it. You just wouldn't win though, because like Ben and Mark is saying, it's under the banner of computer generated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing with contracts. Sometimes they put things that are very vague there.
This is it.
And then when it is that they will use the word to kind of favor themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like both arguments stand.
And this is why, with time, like we were saying, Georgette would have to be like,
No,
specify,
I
guys.
need to get out of it because I just want to. Right now, I'm itching to be like, bro, hello.
Good idea.
We're renegotiating in October, so sis, I beg.
It's early days though. But
Hey,
yeah.
let's-
No,
All right.
from October, I'm
It can
coming to
speed up.
land, covering all
Speed up.
bases.
I
Listen.
like that.
All right. Well, I feel like we've kind of covered everything else. You guys got anything else you want to mention?
Pick up the writers,
You want
man.
to say something?
I hope they're all right.
I
man.
love Tracy.
Okay.
Oh, what Tracy saying?
Are you saying under duress?
No.
Is that a bet?
Mm-mm.
Is that an inside joke? Like, because you said it, but you weren't really sure that you
Yeah,
loved
that
her.
was very like. I love Tracy.
Yeah, like there was a gun to your head or something.
Oh, it's because they're saying that
Blink
Mars
twice,
is AI,
need help.
basically.
Yeah, you sounded like AI when you
That's what
said
they're
that.
saying.
That was AI-esque.
Can I just congratulate one of our viewers?
Oh, who is it?
He got 3 A stars.
Oh,
Big
congrats.
up
Innocent he looks.
What?
Look how innocent he looks.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
A-levels.
Brampton Manor, yeah.
Joy used to get A stars.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Brent?
Brampton as well, you know.
Brampton Manor, yeah. On my Twitter feed, because obviously I don't follow too many people, so my Twitter is not like Marx's, right?
Yeah.
Mine's more education.
Why is Mars doing that?
So basically,
It's
now
not
with
cheeks.
the Brampton Manor, I've seen bare black
Bear
people.
them, bear
I'm
them.
so like that's
Cambridge,
amazing, man.
Oxford, Cambridge,
Everything.
Oxford, Warwick, all of that.
Can I be honest? They've
Big
done
up,
so
what's his
well
name?
though, because back in the day, Brampton Manor was not it. Sorry.
Until the Nigerian headmaster came in, innit?
Period.
Ah.
No,
Give him some
literally,
horns.
they were
Big up
not it.
Nigerians.
More horns, but
He's Igbo.
Big up the Igbo.
they perform-
Big up.
I'm not-
Big
no.
him up. Stop doing all of this. We don't need tribalism on the show.
I was literally thinking maybe this morning or yesterday evening, like how can we get like a group of these guys on the show to talk about their amazing achievement?
Or let us know, the viewer
So,
who got
yes.
A stars if he wants to come on.
Yeah.
100%.
And your
Come soon
friends.
before you go
Yes.
to Warwick.
Yeah, before you go away, let us know. Please message us.
Yeah, man. Email us, message us.
That's amazing. I'm so proud. I'm like a proud big sister. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
That's it, man. Congratulations,
amazing,
hon.
amazing.
World is your oyster, baby.
Facts.
All right. Well,
Also, if we get to 220 likes before the end of the stream, Vibesy is going to sing a cover.
let
of
me go on a no
Adele's
shade
Nice.
account
song.
and like the video. Love that. I need to hear her sing.
Get the likes up, please. Thank you very much. And Margs
What's she
loves
gonna sing?
Tracy.
What's she singing? A rendition of what?
Even Tracy says she
Adele?
don't have the bum bum.
Is she singing Adele?
I think so.
Which Adele
That's what I
song?
said.
What's wrong with Stacey's
It's
bum bum?
Adele, right?
Who's
The
bum
one
bum?
that she does this.
That's all of them. When she's crying over her ex, when she says she's gonna run him over, she's doing the gun fingers. Okay, I love that for Good Vibes. Can Good Vibes sing though?
She said that she can do anything.
Love that.
Yeah.
Black
I
woman.
Like the confidence.
I love that. Okay, well, please get the likes up because I do want to see this. I really have to see this. All right, let's get into our next headlines.
All right, so our next headline takes us to West Africa. There's a bit of an update on this whole Niger coup. And basically, the West African regional political grouping has reiterated this to ECOWAS that it's prepared to intervene. They've reiterated this now, right? That they are prepared to intervene militarily in Niger following last month's coup, describing the country's detained President Mohamed Bazoum as a hostage. So ECOWAS's Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security, Abdul Fattah Musa, had made the comments as military chiefs of staff from the bloc met in the Ghanaian capital Accra on Thursday yesterday and accused Niger's military junta of playing cat and mouse with the grouping by refusing to meet its envoys. The meeting in Accra, which had originally been planned for last weekend, was called to discuss details of the standby military force authorized by ECOWAS when the deadline to release Bazoum and restore democracy expired. While Musa emphasized that armed intervention was a last resort, should diplomatic efforts fail, he said a military operation remained on the table, amid skepticism over ECOWAS's willingness to intervene despite strong recent language. So when he was speaking to the assembled heads of defense staff from member states meeting at this particular military base in Accra, he said that the military and the civilian forces of West Africa are ready to answer to the call of duty. These guys, I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, in addition to that, to prove his point, he also listed the past times when ECOWAS deployments actually went ahead. So he was talking about Gambia, Liberia, and he gave other examples of when they showed themselves to be ready. So hopefully, man, these guys behave themselves, innit? And stop dancing for the white man and killing more Africans. Next headline, linked to the same thing, and basically the heads of Catholic religious orders and the bishops of Togo expressed their opposition to the proposed military intervention in Niger. They're saying that armed attempts to depose the leaders of a coup will only further destabilize the entire region. Leaders of the religious orders working in West Africa have backed the region's Catholic bishops in opposing any military intervention in the coup-hit Niger, saying it would only worsen the situation. In a statement shared this week with ACI Africa news agency, members of the Regional Conference of Major Superiors of West Africa reiterated the appeal by the Regional Episcopal Conference of West Africa to the ECOWAS to explore other forms of intervention in addressing the crisis, starting from seeking negotiations. They said in a statement, we join calls for restraint, discernment and responsibility on the part of ECOWAS and other regional and international bodies in this delicate matter. During the second emergency summit last week, after the military coup, which was led by the General Chiani on the 27th of July, ECOWAS resolved to order the immediate activation and the deployment of a regional standby force to restore constitutional order. The West African leaders also emphasized their determination to keep all options on the table for the peaceful resolution of the crisis, while upholding all measures agreed so far, including heavy economic sanctions against Niger. Last headlines also linked to this same situation, but this is the white man talking. So basically, Kiev, which is the capital of Ukraine, as they've come out, obviously not the capital, but representative. It'll make sense when I keep reading. Kiev intends to invest significant political capital to deepen ties with African countries, and this was said in a bid to counter Moscow's influence on the continent by Ukraine's foreign minister, Dmytro Kuleba. So he said in an interview with Agence French Press on Wednesday in Kiev, he said, we are starting from scratch in Africa. This continent needs systematic and long-term work. It's not something that happens overnight. The foreign minister compared Kiev's push to bolster ties with governments on the continent with a diplomatic counter-offensive against Russian efforts. Our strategy is not to replace Russia, but to free Africa from Russia's grip. This is what Kuleba said, adding that the Ukraine wanted to approach those diplomatic interactions with respect and with the principle of mutual benefit. This was in contrast to Russia's approach based on fighters from the Wagner mercenary group and propaganda. He also said that Russia is trying very hard to keep countries in its orbit through coercion, bribery, and fear. Obviously, we're not idiots here, innit? These Ukrainians are obviously fighting against Russia. They don't like that Russia's obviously become more favorable to certain countries in Africa, and these guys obviously want to do the bidding for the West as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we don't need them there either. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's it for the headlines. It's time to pay the bills.
Right, let's get into some word on road. Alrighty, so I told you guys yesterday about Sam Asghari filing for divorce from Britney Spears. So he's actually put out a statement on his Instagram. But before I read the statement, so basically what's been alleged is that she cheated, right? And allegedly she cheated with a housekeeper and he saw it on video or something like that. And he's also alleging that they had a fight and she was violent and stuff and things of such nature. And her mum is currently apparently furious at him, which she would be, and saying that she wants Britney to come and stay with her. But I don't remember her mum rising up during her conservatorship era. So I don't know. I think her mum needs to sit this one out. But yeah, so basically the statement that he put out, he said, after 6 years of love and commitment to each other, my wife and I have decided to end our journey together. We will hold on to the love and respect we have for each other, and I wish her the best always. Shit happens. Asking for privacy seems ridiculous, so I would just ask for everyone, including media, to be kind and thoughtful. I like him. I haven't people ask for privacy. I get the whole privacy thing, but you're a celebrity. You've never had privacy. So why do you think you're going to have privacy today? Do you know what I mean? And I like the fact he was like, we'll just be respectful and be kind. which is true. But I mean, if you're telling people that people are cheating, how much kindness comes with that? But yeah, it's sad, man. You know, I don't like situations breaking up like that. But I feel like the fact that he said my wife and I think that we can work this out. I think it can.
Yeah, it didn't come across very like.
Because you know, people usually they give their first name. They'll be like Britney and I or something, and he said my wife and I. Baby, just go do some counselling, some therapy, and let's see if we can, you know, get the show back on the road. But wishing them the best anyway. Also, another person with his wife. So Adam22, who is a YouTuber and a podcaster, has a wife who is an OnlyFans model, and they've been trending for time. So what had happened was...
the one who slept with the guy.
Yeah, this is it. So he's got an interview at the moment, had an interview recently, and he basically just said that, listen, yeah, my wife is making money in it. He's not bothered, because I've seen a lot of comments online. People cussing him, like, how would you let your wife do that, blah, blah. This is working. He's a supportive husband, supporting his wife's job. That's what she's doing. That's what we want. We want supportive men. He's a man supporting his wife. But basically, in the interview, the main gist, what was interesting to me anyway, was he said, like, listen, his wife has made millions. He's sleeping with one guy. She said with one guy and made millions off that. And he's seeing girls sleeping with multiple guys and making mere thousands. So he's just like, listen, my problem and your problem is not
for less.
For less. And that's his point. So he's like, my problems and your problems
are not the same.
It's not the same. Don't worry about it, honey. Like, don't worry about me. Don't worry about it. And the thing, that's what they do. They had a threesome when she was pregnant, and this is what they did.
When
she
was pregnant?
She was pregnant.
Wow. She was
pregnant. He was there. A girl that picked up at a bar. But this is what they do. Do you get me? So we can't really take paracetamol.
He said he might have had over 300 threesomes with her.
Oof. Oh, them two, yeah.
This is what they do. Do you get me? So just because we're married now, marriage doesn't change nothing. It's a little certificate, isn't it? So that's where they're at, making millions. Still on the matter of relationships and such. So Ryan Taylor, I remember a while ago, well, this was like last year, November, this happened. DJ Cuppy was engaged to Ryan Taylor.
Are we going to all admit that it was a hoax now?
Oh, everyone knew.
Okay, cool.
We just didn't want to say it at the time because
it was like but you know what? I'm really intrigued to find out, yeah. What was it for? So I feel like it was like a publicity stunt, but what was it for?
Because we just happy we're talking about them.
No, but
for what? Like, what was the purpose?
Do you know what it is? And this isn't me being disrespectful, yeah, but it's like, what benefit did it bring to you? Because I still don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason why I remember is because you said Cuppy. So
yeah.
I wouldn't
if
know.
If I just put Ryan Taylor, you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know who he is on a normal day, right? Yeah. And even with her, sadly, you're still. Is it Otedola? You're still his rich daughter.
Yeah.
Like, that's... do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to understand, was it because... You know when people do publicity stunts, it's like, are you releasing something or like, what was the purpose? Because I don't think it grew your profile.
Do you know what I reckon? Yeah. So basically, I think, yeah. So she's the first... I don't know if she's the first daughter, actually, because there's another sister who does music. But basically, she is. I think she's the oldest one. She's the oldest daughter, I believe. And, you know... Because, yes, your dad can be a billionaire or whatever, but Nigerian traditions are still what Nigerian traditions are. Her younger sister, Temi, is obviously engaged to Mr. Easy. They've been in a beautiful, loving relationship for years. They're just a beautiful couple together. And her sister obviously got engaged. Really and truly, in the Nigerian circles, it's like, the younger one is getting married before you kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just think it was a bit interesting, the timing, that your sister got engaged. And then this man, because she met him 2 days before they got engaged. They were together 2 days. I don't even know when they met each other. He was like, "Can you be my girlfriend on the spot?" Because that's quite intense, isn't it? But they got engaged after 2 days. So I reckon it's like my sister's engaged. Let me grasp at straws or grasp at something. And I think she just finished at Cambridge and or was it Oxford? One of them. I don't know, but you know, rich people do some very interesting things for any kind of attention. Doesn't always have to have some kind of, I don't know. Because I don't know who that man is. If I saw it, he's just like I might just think it's Chet Hanks. I don't know. He's just a white guy with tattoos. Do you get what I mean? But basically, right, cut a long story short, the guy's back with his ex, man. He's back with his ex after being with Cuppy. So he posted
Which means this was all this was all for a check, man.
Girl.
No one can tell me
Who are you telling?
Why didn't she know that? Why didn't she know that?
Cuppy.
Cuppy.
Cuppy loves attention. Of
Why did she what?
Okay,
They
good.
both benefited from it.
Okay, good.
It was a mutual. Let's just be silly together. Let's do this together.
He definitely done it for a
She's
check.
definitely not a victim.
Okay, good.
Oh no.
She's not a victim.
You
She
know
knows
what I
she's doing.
believe? I believe she met him and said, "Listen,
This is the
I
situation.
need someone to like. Are you on it? Like you'll get paid. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
this is who I am.
That's what I believe happened
Yeah,
because, that's what.
because
I
he
believe
gained
happened.
he gained notoriety from it, and we had her name. Her name was on people's lips. Her name was in blogs and all that kind of stuff. It got some kind of attention. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, they're both. There's no victim in this. Absolutely not. But the guy's back with his ex-man. He posted it and then he deleted it. But okay. But anyways, it says his caption said, "You do it good, but I do it better. Thank God for everything." And people found out, investigators have found out that was his ex-girlfriend. The Nigerians though, because Nigerians don't play. When they're hive of somebody, they don't play. When he and Cuppy broke up, they were in his
Comments.
They were in his comments. Talk about stuff like they're gonna
Do a sacrificial lamb.
they're gonna use his head for ritual. How did you know? How did you know?
Because I know y'all. I'm your neighbor. Hello.
They're like, you dumped our sis. Shut up. Focus on your situation. There's a lot wrong with you people in that country. DJ Cuppy's situation is not what you want to worry about. But anyway, all that mess behind, I'm very happy to talk about this next UK Black excellence, because you know I love it. And I love it when the little kids are doing things. So the Kabs family, which are like just a sensation. They're just...
The youngest one is my favorite though.
Malia.
Yeah.
She's
my
so
favourite.
cute. Very intelligent girl. But basically, the Kabs family, if you don't know them, you should definitely check out their page. But their family, mum and dad, I think they celebrated their 20th or something like that anniversary the other day. They've been together since they were like teenagers. Very, very good example of healthy Black love. Like, I absolutely love it. And they've got 2 girls and a boy. So Teija, who's the oldest daughter, and then Malia. Is it Malia? I'm like I'm saying Mali. I'm like I'm saying it wrong. But yeah, so she's the one as well who had a little interview with Nala. Cutest thing ever. I made you guys watch it. It was bloody cute. And they've got a little boy now. They're just the best thing. They do like little car raps, and it started with Teija. Like,
No, it's I don't get
it's
how
just the best thing, man.
she's so like talented.
Intelligent.
Yeah.
I
What
used
an
to
intelligent
work with
kid.
Chanel actually back in the day.
Okay, the mum.
Yeah, he worked with the mum back in the day. So
They're so lovely. They're such a beautiful, and the parents are actually in the movie.
Oh,
They're in a movie, yeah. They had a thing for a premiere for it as well the other day. But Teija is in a movie as well. I'm so happy. Like, when I saw it, it made me... They're a family that I'm just like... I'm so happy to just see every good thing that happens for them, because it's such a beautiful representation.
wholesome, yeah.
They're so wholesome, man. Wholesome content. But basically, it's a film. The film is called The Kitchen. And
Kano's
it's
right?
directed... Yes, and it's directed by Daniel Kaluuya. Greatness. Black excellence. UK Black excellence all around. I absolutely love it. So it's called The Kitchen, and it's directed by Daniel Kaluuya and Kibwe Tavares. It's also got Hope Ikpoku Jr. in there, Demi Ladipo, Crystal, and Backrow G's on there as well. And speaking about the film, Daniel and Kibwe said, we both grew up in London, and The Kitchen is a love letter to our city. So it's a true honour to premiere it here. So they're at a film festival at the moment, and later on, in October, it's going to go to... in October, it's going to go to the festival hall, the South Bank Festival Hall, and then it's going to be in cinemas and eventually on Netflix. So that's cool. I feel like when that comes out, we need to definitely support it. But yeah, so we both grew up in London, and The Kitchen is a love letter to our city. It's a true honour to premiere it here in our hometown on the closing night of BFI's London Film Festival. So starting a decade ago as a workshop in a local barbershop, the film's journey from script to screen has been a continued collaboration between us and the community of cast and crew that came to make up our kitchen, including our 2 amazing leads, Kane Robinson and Jediah Bannerman, whose performances anchor the heart of our story. Together we have aimed to make something fresh, thoughtful and cinematic, an allegory and homage to the residents of the kitchen in every city in the world. So essentially it's about like the community, that kind of social housing being broken down, whatever, but the people in the kitchen, there's a community kitchen, and they're basically refusing to leave the area. I'm really looking forward to it, man. I love Black excellence, and I love when Like, kids are just doing amazing things. So big up Teija Kabs. I'm really excited to see you on screen, baby girl. That should be fun. We have a caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I'm 21. You mean?
Okay, the one who got the 3
It's
stars.
up.
Yeah.
Our boy. Well done. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Very windy.
That's amazing. He got
Yeah,
A
I'm
stars,
outside,
he can do anything
sorry,
he wants to do.
Is it?
I said he got A stars, he can do anything he
Yeah,
wants
that's
to
true.
do. How are you, hun?
I'm good. How are you? I was seeing that Brampton, yeah. I think that's why guys joined Brampton for the Twitter at the end.
No, babes,
For the
basically, no,
Twitter.
wait. We want you to come on the show. Are you down to come on the show?
I'm down. I'm
Okay.
down.
So good. So when you get here, we can talk
Okay.
all the... I feel like we can talk all the talks.
Did he say they just joined for the Twitter at the
Did you
end?
join for the... Yeah.
Join for the Twitter, like. We join for the post, like. You want the clout.
I love that. Whatever gets you the A's, whatever gets you going with the A stars.
Emmanuel's going to contact you after the show, and then we'll get you into the studio, yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
I love it. We're looking forward to talking
Congrats
to you.
again, man.
Congratulations, hun.
That's cool.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Oh, that's so wholesome. I love that, man. See? So we're talking about kids just doing great
I
things.
thought they didn't have A's anymore. They had like 9 and they had numbers, no?
What's that?
That's why they have numbers for grades now.
Oh, is
Oh,
that
do they?
GCSEs?
Have we done GCSEs?
I don't know.
That's so
I
confusing.
do remember hearing that though.
It's GCSEs.
I know with like the primary schools, they still do that. That's GCSEs. That's
I
so
thought,
confusing.
I thought A's, B's and stuff were done. And it was
No,
like,
is it A or B?
I remember
Numbers,
the A
numbers.
stars coming into the A levels.
oh.
But yeah.
But what's this? Is this GCSEs or
It's
A-levels?
A-level.
Oh, okay.
3 A stars at A levels, yeah. That means that you probably got like 97 out of 100.
That's nuts.
That's amazing. His parents must be so proud.
You're by excellence.
Oh, his parents must be. I know his mum's testimony at church on Sunday is going to be.
Nah, for real, man.
They're going to have to kick her off the stage because she ain't leaving.
As in
Not
every,
leaving.
every family member has been
Listen.
contacted.
Everybody, everyone from Nigeria and beyond is calling you. Or, God forbid your cousins, the younger cousins. This is who you need to look up to now because he got 3 A stars. He hasn't got 2 heads. You can do it too. No, I love that, man. That's so amazing, man. But yeah, we're looking forward to speaking to you, babes. But yeah, man, that's all there is for me from in terms of word and roads and stuff. Let's get into People's Journal.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal. I'll give you the news from an economics point of view. I don't have much to talk about today. First thing I wanted to mention is, I think Yusuf touched on this the other day when briefly mentioned how the banks don't have everyone's money. Yeah,
Where is it?
Huh?
Where's the money then?
No, they've got it, but they don't have it physically. So let's just say everybody went to the bank to get their money.
They don't have it.
Where is it?
So where is
Yeah,
it?
they don't have
Wasn't
it.
that money?
No, yeah, they don't have it physically, yeah.
They lend all
Where
the
my
time.
money? I
Yeah.
But then
need-
if
I
everyone
need- I
then
need
withdraws all their
cash.
money,
They can't.
They couldn't.
Yeah, it's all, so,
They'll be
Wouldn't be
able
possible.
to stop it.
yeah.
So let's say I really needed my money and I came to the bank, you're going to refuse me my money?
No, they give it to you, potentially, right?
But it's
But
every-
not
all-
everybody in the bank.
No, but my
Yeah, but
point
what-
is...
what do you
if-
tell the person?
This is what I'm saying. So when I come and I say I need my money,
Yeah.
but then she's like the
We don't have it to give.
1,000th person. and
but
they're
how
like,
do you not have my money to give?
That's just how the
If
bank
you went at the
systems
wrong
work.
time, they'll tell you have to wait. They've got to order it in or something.
Remember, the banks use they use people's money.
You make more money.
Did I tell you to do that?
Yeah, but that's
That's how they make
Did
their
I tell you to do that?
I didn't ask you to do that.
Said I didn't give.
I didn't give you...
permission
No,
for
but I
that.
didn't. So
Probably,
give
it's
me
probably
money.
in the fine print.
I remember all of this stuff
Okay.
is inflated as well. It's not backed by.
yeah. You think the bank has got a massive safe in the back? There's
No, I'm just saying. I'm just
Stuff on money heist.
I'm just intrigued to know, like, if I came, let's say I need that money desperately, like, what are you gonna come and tell me?
minute.
It's life and death.
If it's just you,
No, but it's a
But if
day
it's
where,
everyone-
yeah, I know.
Say we all say aliens arrive
no chance.
and everyone's like, I want our money now because the aliens are here. We don't know what's next.
Nah, it would never happen.
So when people go in, because I thought there was a big safe. I'll be honest, in the back room somewhere.
There is.
So
but
when
it's not-
there's a safe,
there's
of course, but-
there, but it's not like got enough for everyone.
It's got gold in there.
No.
Oh.
No.
'Cause I was gonna say
Maybe
like
the
when
ones
people,
with safety deposits.
'cause I was gonna say when people go and rob banks, are they robbing just the petty little counter?
No, they're going to the back.
no, there's still
Yeah.
money
And if
in
they've
the,
got a
in the
safety
bank, but
deposit,
not
if-
all the money.
Yeah.
And if the bank has a safety deposit, you're going in there. No?
Let me clarify. Remember, some high street banks are different to the banks in the city.
Actually, banks ain't got
yeah,
nothing.
They're
They
different.
haven't got a lunchroom.
Do you think I'm going to a bank on the high street?
They're
Raggedy
lunch in the
asshole.
hallway.
Yeah, but anyway, I mentioned all that just to say that basically the Treasury has confirmed that banks face fines if they fail to provide free access to cash withdrawals for consumers and businesses.
Yeah, that's unique. So you can get a fine.
They're trying to change it.
Get more money.
So a new policy will state that free cash withdrawals and deposit must be available within 1 mile for people living in urban areas. So they're saying. So in rural areas where there's concerns over cash deserts, right, which is they're saying that can increase to a maximum of 3 miles, right? But if you live within a particular place, 1 mile of that, you should be able to go there and get your money. That's what this new thing is basically saying, right? So that's basically that update. To be fair, other thing I wanted to mention was apparently, according to the ONS, the Office for National Statistics, retail sales fell for only the second time this year in July, and they're saying it's likely due to the wet weather, so rain and all that type of stuff.
Not cost of living, but the rain.
The rain.
What's close to what's
I hear it.
on the rain?
Sorry, say that again.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, sorry. The retail sales, right, fell.
Do you know what, actually, there?
Not because of cost of living, but because it's been raining.
Yeah, because would you want to go out in bad weather? But then again, I've seen people when it snows. They're all sliding into the shop and shit.
But less people. That's the
Yeah, it's
thing.
a lot less for
But remember,
pretzels.
cost of living thing, that's affected everything as a whole. But so with the cost of living,
And
I
bad
think
weather.
it's double down. On
It's
it.
just stressful.
That's pretty much what they're saying.
Sorry.
Ungodly nation. That's why they want to do exorcisms and stuff. Pray more.
And the last thing I'll mention is basically that profit at a lot of these UK companies have grown slightly. This according to the latest official figures.
I thought he said prophet.
Profit.
I thought you meant like profit somebody.
I thought he said prophet, and then he said prophet Allah, and I said in finance.
Yeah. So basically, what they're saying is it suggests a widespread price hikes. You know what I'm saying? It suggests that widespread price hikes are not the only reason that contribute to these particular increase in profits. That's what they're saying.
All these damn explanations, bro. Just get inflation down. We get deflated.
We've been speaking about this before, and they're basically saying that remember the whole greedflation thing, how people are still inflating the prices, and you don't necessarily need to,
Petrol.
despite people. Exactly right. So what they're saying is there were concerns about that because obviously, you know, like I just said, companies were accused of driving up inflation by increasing their prices just so that they can have the profit and stuff. But these new figures kind of show that the profit is yet to fully recover from the pandemic. So it's not really what they're saying it is pretty much. Company net returns grew to 9.9% from January to March this year, which is up 0.1 percentage points from the 9.8% rate in the 3 months before, so in the final quarter of last year. Some industries, such as services and manufacturing, performed better than the overall profitability rate. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the People's Journal.
All right, thank you. I'm nervous for these segments now, you know.
No, I think today,
I am. I'm
today,
nervous.
to be fair, yeah.
Oh.
I've skimmed.
Okay. And
And
all right.
it's not crud, but
It's crud, nonetheless.
I don't know. Ooh,
All
it's
right,
long as
well.
well.
It's long.
Are you not coming to do intro?
Let's get because I haven't introduced it.
Sorry.
So I was just relaying my nervousness. Let's get into sis. What would you do, please? That's so cute.
I literally watched
It's
that.
really-
Hi, ladies. Is there ever a justified reason to want to get your father pitched? I don't know what pitched means, but
Killed.
oh,
Intense. Yikes.
my kind of bag. No, I'm joking. I left home very early due to me losing my temper with my father and lashing back at him when he had beat me for not answering him back. When he beat me for answering him back. Please note, I was 20 at the time and had come back from uni for the summer holidays. I've been living by myself for 7 years. I tell no lie, every other month outside of me normally calling my mother to check in, she tells me about how badly my father's behaviour and character has become and the abuse that he puts her through. After a while, I preface our calls by asking her, what has he done since we last spoke? And like clockwork, she tells me, oh, nothing new, the same old, don't worry about it, I can manage, how are you? I tell myself that I don't know the intricacies of their relationship, so I shouldn't get involved. I've got 2 older brothers, twins from a previous marriage, and they don't seem to be fazed about his behaviour to my mother. Anyway, last week she sent me a message and then deleted it before I opened it. I did manage to read half of it and it said, your father has just stormed out the house after punching me for asking him who Stacey was. Has he contacted you? I called her and she didn't pick up, so I jumped in the car and made my way to her. She didn't answer any of my calls that I made as I drove to her. When I got there, she opened the door. She was in the kitchen crying. The kitchen had broken ceramic on the floor and she was clutching her ribs. She stopped crying eventually and told me that they had an argument and he'd left the house. She asked me to leave before he came back and wouldn't take no for an answer. I cleaned up the ceramic from the floor and told her I was going to get her husband beaten up. She called me a little girl and said I should stay out of their business. I had left years ago and don't have a say in the household matters anymore. It obviously broke my heart hearing her speak to me like that, but I don't blame her. But I want to get my father beaten up. Am I being silly and impulsive in my thoughts? I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. I'll be reading the chat too to see the sentiment of the community.
So your dad is an abuser.
Okay.
Don't project, please.
That's why I'm holding my tongue. That's why I'm being quiet.
I mean, some boys could be gotten. Okay, okay, let me be real. Let me be honest. I think that I think it's sad. First, I'm sorry that you're dealing with all of this stuff. It is sad that your mum is in this position. But I think that someone will not leave a situation until they're ready to leave that situation. And your mum calls you and dumps what she's dealing with every time on you, and that will make you worry. And I think that you need to have a proper conversation with her. I think invite her out, let it just be both of you, even if it's just your house or whatever, let it just be both of you and talk about things properly with her and let her know, like, what is it that you actually want to do? Do you want this to carry on? Do you want this to stop? Like, what do you want to do? Have that serious conversation with her. If the conversation ends with her saying, do you know what it is and this is how he is and blah, 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 then let her know that you no longer want any involvement, and that includes her not calling you and dumping on you, because what that does is that gets you angry and wanting to hire some boys to beat him up. Do you get me? So if you don't want me to beat this man up, because every time you tell me stuff, it's going to get me angry, it's going to make me want to do something about it. If you don't want me to do something about it, you're saying I'm a little girl who's getting involved in your marriage, then don't get me involved in your marriage as well then. And it's difficult because it's your mum and she's unsafe. But I honestly think you need to have a conversation with her outside of her home that she's been abused in and see if it is that she wants to leave. And also what it is that what you guys can come up with. There are a lot of shelters that help women who are in abusive situations and stuff like that. Like, it's not the end for her. Like, it's not a thing where there'll be no solution or there's no help out there. But I think the first thing is to have a proper conversation with her and see where her head is at and what it is that she wants to do being in this abusive relationship. Because it gets worse. Abuse gets worse. Especially when he's punching and she's holding onto her ribs and she's on the floor and stuff like that. It's very, very sad and it's very, very serious and it gets worse. And God forbid, before he calls your mum, I think you should at least do that. And then that way you know that you've done everything that you could do in your power. That's my advice.
I can't even talk on this, I'm not going to lie.
She's just trying to tell you, tap the throat.
It wouldn't be wise for me to talk something. Yeah. I'm going to agree with Esther. Yeah.
I think you should just talk,
No, do you know what? I'm slightly triggered.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's why I'm
fair.
not talking.
That's fair.
So I'm just like,
yeah, that's fair.
Let me just not talk about it.
Anybody else?
It's sad, man.
It's very sad.
Because when you read it, I wasn't listening, right? Because it's just what we do. I don't get in women's business. But anyway, what I was saying is, when I read it though, I don't know, man.
It's very sad.
Yeah, it's sad, man. I feel a bit down for them. But I don't know. I don't know if there can be some type of family intervention or something. You know what I'm saying? Where they can get certain people who I guess your dad kind of respects or will listen to get involved, to kind of monitor the situation, whatever. Getting him beaten up is not going to resolve anything. I'll just make everything worse. Get that out of your head immediately. But yeah, man.
But you know what it is about family intervention though? Because the thing with abusers though, they take out their frustrations on their victims. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I feel like the first thing for her to do is have a conversation with her mum first. Because if they do a family intervention where there's other people there, he will feel embarrassed that people now know he abuses his wife. And say she goes home with him again, and he can be in front of everyone and say, yeah, this is not like, I'm sorry, I've changed, whatever. And then when he goes home, he's going to take out on her again. All he's going to do is make it worse for her. So I feel like the mum needs to, I think do some research for her as well. There's honestly a lot of like shelters and a lot of help for people who are men and women who are in domestic violence situations. Because the thing with abuse, it's one of the things you have to just leave. Like you can't give the person notice that that's what you're gonna do, because you don't know how it is that they're gonna react. Very unpredictable behavior.
100%.
This is really heavy, man. Should I put a trigger warning? Anybody else? Silent.
Nope, not from me.
It's one of them ones for me still, like similar to G.
Yeah. Brent?
Them boys.
What, the one they're gonna hire to be at the ad?
You know, them brothers of hers.
Yeah.
They don't seem to care about the woman, about her mother.
Do you know why? Because I don't think that they're that close to her mum. Because you know what? Because the person who a parent speaks to the most and tells what's going on is the one who will always have the biggest heart and feel the pain that parent is going through, because they know what that parent's going through. So they might just hear and be like, oh, like they know they're just arguing, they're just whatever, dismiss it. But that might also be their way of coping with that traumatic thing. Do you get what I mean? Of that do you mean that their way is just to block it out and not to actually address it? But because she's the one who has constant calls with her mum, and it's like a call where, like, imagine the intro of the call is, so what's happened since last time we spoke? I feel like that's why. So I don't even think she can even get the boys involved, because they wouldn't. I don't feel like they would do anything.
Yeah.
They just shut out.
I don't think that they care too much.
So sadly, it's on
they
her.
don't have any connection with that woman because it's not their mother.
Oh yeah, there's stepbrothers, isn't it? Half brothers.
So she, the mother, seems fine in her situation.
You think so?
She obviously misses the fact that the daughter's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And they are in constant communication, and they have been since she's left the house.
Yeah.
Right? But it seems as though she has nobody else to basically put this burden on. So she's dumping on the daughter all the time. And
Yeah.
the daughter seems to have an empathetic spirit
Nature.
about her, right? I don't know what the best protocol is talking to people who are in relationships that you suspect is abuse-ridden. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. But I don't know if it hurts to rough the father up a bit. I don't know.
You got nothing to lose.
I don't know. If the situation's a situation, don't tell him why you're roughing him up. Just tell him,
do it.
Tell him up a bit.
But it wouldn't help though.
It wouldn't help. It'd be worse. You're not telling him why he's getting...
take
No,
out
but he will take out the
frustration
frustration when he gets
Are
home.
you serious?
Yeah, because he got rushed today.
What?
But
go
he's-
home.
No,
he's
but no,
taking
think
out his
right.
frustration anyway.
No, but he's gonna get beaten up, which is gonna make him feel weak because he got he got done in, right? And then he's
Get
gonna
him
go
some-
home to
get
then
him some
exert
counselling
his
then.
power.
Get her some counselling. The mum.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But it sounds as though like there aren't any family members that she basically talks to anyway, other than the daughter.
Now, because it's shameful, because people that abuse, they feel shame that they're going through that, so they can't. I feel like the fact that she's even confiding in her daughter is amazing. That's an amazing step the mum's even taken, and I think her doing that in a way that is a cry for help. That's why I don't believe the mum is fine, because if she was fine and whatever, something that she was dealing with, she would be quiet about it. But the fact that she's telling her daughter, it's like she's making it seem like it's a vent for her daughter, but it has a layer of this is a cry for help. But the counselling is definitely a good shout. But I think she needs to get her mum private first. And actually, counselling is definitely a good thing to do, because they can work on that and give her the confidence to then leave one day.
Maybe I'm kind of seeing this from a perspective of if both of them are Nigerian, if this is a Nigerian household. It may not be that, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like because if you come from different backgrounds, you may approach this differently, right? If it's a black man and white woman, or whatever, it may be different. But I feel like in our background, she's not leaving him, right?
Yeah.
Something more has to happen.
They normalise that shit.
Yeah, this has been happening for a while.
Why she's not leaving him?
Because they normalised it, Brett.
Yeah,
Like they
it's
just
happening
say
for a long time.
Like their mindset is, I just won't get him angry next time.
This is it.
But
Right.
they don't understand that it's not a you thing. He's a demon.
Yeah.
All right. Now, in saying that, because this is a traditional cultural thing you're saying, right? Is this something that can be changed overnight?
Overnight?
Yes. Is it something that they would even want to be changed?
I think they want it to be changed.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but I think that when you're in, there's certain like when you go through certain like trauma and stuff like that, and there's certain things like that. It's in a weird way, psychologically, it's like comforting because it's what you know. Do you get what I mean? It's like a lot of people that have been through like a lot of like abusive situations.
Yep.
When they have a very healthy partner, they don't know how to function in this healthiness because they're used to dysfunction. And I think that I feel like they do want to leave, but they've never been taught to know that they can leave. Do you get what I mean? So I reckon the mum would want to leave. And I think the fact that she's telling her daughter, the fact that she's still letting her know, the fact that the dad did that to her, she messaged her daughter, then deleted the message, all that kind of stuff. I feel like even as a mother, she feels bad that she's worrying her child. But in a way, there's also some form from a documentation of this. I would have got that man arrested. There's that too.
Yeah, there's that.
There's that too, in all honesty. Reporting to the police. But the issue with that as well, though, is when you report it to the police, they're going to need the mum to make a witness statement. And then if the mum is on this flex of, because she's embarrassed, I feel like her telling the daughter, you're just a girl, that you don't give her my marriage, whatever, was out of shame and embarrassment that her daughter's seen her in the States. When the police come, it's going to be the same thing. She's going to deny that, oh, no, nothing, everything is fine, blah, blah. And a lot of victims get scared because if he's released now, he's come back to the home where he's going to attack her, he's going to do this. I honestly believe like the best thing she needs to do, my advice anyway, is she needs to get her mum one-on-one and speak to her about all these things that's going on. Reinforce her that this is not normal, this is not right, this is not how it should be, this is not what love is, this is not what a relationship is. Your kids are grown. This is like, we're taking care of ourselves. You need to take care of yourself. Like, reinforce how she needs to be. She needs to take care of herself and put herself first. And there's shelters that you can contact that will be able to help her get on track with that. And also go down the therapy route, the counselling route and stuff like that. And I think that will help her. And obviously, I don't know the mum's situation. It might be a financial thing as well, and she's scared about that. But even that, I reckon you can... I think a conversation needs to be had just privately, just her and her mum.
In addition to that, right, Esther, I think it's important for them to get somebody who is older as well, because, like you're saying, the divide in the generations.
Yeah.
She will highlight the fact that this is my marriage is different for me. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand, and she'll start to maybe think of life like alone.
Yeah.
And the difficulty of that, will she be able to look after herself? Will she have a roof over her head? All of these different things that the daughter, at least she will feel the daughter will not consider. You know what I'm saying? So I think 100%, like you said, the counselling thing, she needs to speak to some external grown-up as well, so she can get a different perspective, and a perspective that she feels at least has experience in life, right? But also I feel like I said earlier, I don't think she's going to leave. Don't get me wrong, also, Brent, sometimes, if it is a Nigerian family, for example, no, sometimes the woman does leave. I've seen it before, but typically it gets worse before they leave. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know if this is maybe the threshold, but from what it sounds like, she's holding her ribs. This guy just turned it into a punching bag.
Question though, if you were in that position, you were the girl, what would you do?
What I'm saying now. So
you go down the
what?
Legit route.
Yeah, if I'm the girl, yeah. If I'm a man, it's a bit different.
If you in her position, you Emmanuel are in her position.
Oh, as me, as a man.
As Emmanuel.
I'll definitely want to do something physical.
I'm saying, obviously, it was sis, what would you do? But now, you've been put to the...
Yeah. I would think long term, because obviously I would know my mum, and I'll be like, listen, I don't see her leaving, right? And I don't see this type of thing. And plus, at the same time, I wouldn't want her to be, especially at this age, to be separated, all this type of stuff, different things like this. But so I'll consider who she confides in. So obviously she confides in her sisters, the church, people that know my dad as well, and get them to sit down and be like, look, this is like Esther said, this is not normal. This can't continue. And if that obviously threaten that you will leave, because look, especially in Nigerian households, the man needs the woman. You know what I'm saying? So I think if this is a Nigerian household, this man doesn't think she's ever gonna leave. He's secure that he can do anything. You know what I'm saying? And in those moments of weakness, which apparently happen a lot, he takes it out on her unnecessarily. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, long story short, I think some type of family intervention, get people that you feel like your dad respects or listens to, an uncle or something that at least you trust as well, that you can say, this man is not just going to defend my dad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, get them involved, man, and talk. Even if it's not a sit down first, talk to that, let's just say it's a man, so that he can talk to your dad. If that doesn't work, a family intervention thing, man. But in addition to this, also definitely get the counselling, get your mum to speak to some external people as well, so that she can recognise this is not normal. She can't live this way. And sometimes what happens is when they sit down with these counsellors or people from these services, they let them know about the reality of what can happen. I.e., trigger warning here, you can die. Who's going to think about your kids? Who's going to look after them? Let that sink in for her, and then hopefully she'll do what's necessary.
That's the thing, though. I feel like with abuse here, like, it's such a tricky because I think, like, I hear the getting somebody else who's maybe of the same generation and stuff, but she hasn't confided in somebody of the same generation as her. Yeah. And the issue is that because you don't know how the conversation is going to go, that might make her close up because you've gone and told somebody else something that was private to me that I haven't given you permission to share. And again, the mum who's already feeling shame, even with her daughter, how will she feel depending on who it is that she's speaking to as well? Unless the daughter knows someone who, like maybe an auntie or whatever, that the mum has definitely confided in, then you can do that. But I think it's tricky if it's not someone the mum has told their business to, and then you bring them in, and that can be tricky. And I think with abuse as well, with abuse victims, it's not a thing where you can't always rationalize and go down the logical route with it. Do you get what I mean? So even if you say to your mum, like, yeah, you know, one day, what if it kills you and then you lose out on this and that all of that, in a way, like emotional manipulation in a way, it might not click. It might not click in the way that it's you hope it will click.
The reason why I'm saying this because a lot of the time, they like you said, they don't want to feel shame. Yeah. But a lot of the time they try to hide the abuse from the children because they feel as though, I know deep down it's not right and I don't want my kids to see this. So, and I don't want my kids to be affected by this. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the mum must have felt some crazy way when she found out that her daughter, the one who wrote this in, was beaten up badly by the dad. Yeah. And that she felt like she couldn't do anything. Now imagine if you are gone. This man has license to just do whatever the hell he wants. Yeah. It will touch her. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah.
I'm sorry you're going through this, and we wish you the absolute best. There have been some good advice as well in the chat about there's agencies that will help you, that can support you because you're trying to support your mum, kind of thing. So I think that's definitely worth going down that route. Yeah, it's tricky to, even if your mum doesn't want help, it's tricky to step away. Even though I know I said that, but it will be difficult. Yeah. But I hope we've helped you in some kind of way. And I wish you and your mum the best, and I hope you're able to get this sorted. Yeah. And your dad will get his comeuppance. He will get beaten up for less by a random person in the streets. But yeah, man. Thank you guys for your advice. For writing in. The details, if you want to send your dilemmas in, the number is 075 64841073, and the email address is tdasubmissions@thenewblack.com. Let's get in.
Sorry. Can I just say, just for those who are not like watching the show, the number for the domestic violence that Brent's put on the screen, 0800 102 6465, and it's gone now. the website, I don't know it. Thank you, put it up, please.
There it is.
All right, thank you. 1 second, guys. So it's support.domesticviolence.org.uk. Support.domesticviolence.org.uk.
Yeah, you don't have to be quiet about it, and you can definitely get some help. Yeah, let's get into our last headlines for today.
All right, so...
Why'd you have me looking like I'm down in the drink like that? Not a cute sight.
So, our next headline, trigger warning here. And we spoke about this, I think, yesterday, but it's a bit of an update. So, authorities in Pakistan have launched a probe and arrested at least 146 people in the Punjab province a day after a Muslim mob torched 5 churches and attacked dozens of houses belonging to the local Christian community over claims of blasphemy. So the Inspector General of the Punjab Police, Usman Anwar, said on Thursday yesterday that we're continuing our operations to detain others involved. And this was the day after hundreds of people went on a rampage, attacking Christian properties and places of worship in the Jarawandla city in the Faisalabad district, which is about 115 kilometers southwest of the provincial capital, Lahore. Local reports said that torn pages of the Quran was allegedly blasphemous content written on them were discovered near Jarawandla's Issa Nagri, which is the Christian colony area, triggering one of the worst spells of violence against the minority community in recent years. The Salvation Army Church in Jarawandla was among the 5 churches vandalized. Videos on social media showed a handful of men on the roof of the church in the largest city, attacking its front facade and attempting to dislodge the cross on top of the building as well. Some of the purported videos on Twitter, on X, showed police officials standing amid the crowd of onlookers as the attackers continued to vandalize these churches. Next headline. And a comedy show that was cancelled because the initial venue objected to the presence of Father Ted writer Graham Linehan had decided to put on a performance outside the Scottish Parliament in Edinburgh. So earlier, Comedy Unleashed said the second venue had also pulled out, adding that details of a third location had been emailed to ticket holders. So this was posted on X the other day. I'm not used to calling this thing X, you know. It just sounds very
Every time I hear it, it sounds like a porn website.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't updated mine. Mine is on Twitter.
Mm.
Yeah, man, I'm on. No, you're not getting me. Then Elon don't tell me what to do.
So yeah, man, they put a post out saying our replacement venue has cancelled on us too, but we're still going ahead tonight at 7:30. So at 7:15, the comedian Andrew Doyle tweeted that Linehan and the other acts will do the gig on a small stage outside the Scottish Parliament at Holyrood. He added that this show is happening whether these approve or not. It was initially due to be on in Leith, which is near Edinburgh. But after hearing about Linehan's place on the bill, Leith Archers said that it was not made aware of the lineup in advance and believed that the show was not a good fit for their venue. Last headline, this is another update on something that we spoke about maybe yesterday or a couple of days ago, and this is about the guy who was allegedly stealing things from the British Museum. So basically...
Is it stealing now? Is
Well,
it their things? The things that they took?
There you go. Maybe he's just doing what they did.
The
He learned it from
community
them.
leader.
There you go, exactly. Anyway, that guy got sacked. So Mr. Higgs, he's regarded as one of Britain's top experts on Greek and Mediterranean artifacts, was British Museum's curator of Mediterranean cultures until earlier this year. So the 56-year-old has been with the museum for almost 3 decades, you know. So his son denied his father had done anything wrong. He was speaking to the Times and he said, look, my dad is just not happy about this at all. He's lost his job and his reputation, and I don't think it was fair. It couldn't have been him. I don't think there's even anything missing as far as I'm aware. So the British Museum said items that were found to be missing, stolen or damaged included gold jewellery and gems of semi-precious stones and glass dating from the 15th century BC all the way up to the 19th century AD. The majority were small pieces kept in storerooms belonging to one of the museum's collections. They were mainly used for academic and research work, and none had recently been on public display. So yeah, man, the British Museum officials began investigating after several of these artifacts were offered for sale on eBay. That's pretty much how they found out. And yeah, so they've concluded it's him, and he's been sacked. And that's it for the headlines. Time to pay the bills.
All right, let's get into our favourite segment, get into reaction.
In our first headline, sports headline, it says about Mason Greenwood, TV presenter Rachel Riley says she'll stop supporting Man United if forward stays. So television presenter Rachel Riley says she'll stop supporting Man United if forward Mason Greenwood stays at the club. United say no decision has been made about his future, which is still the subject of intensive and internal deliberation. Forward Greenwood, 21, had denied the criminal charges against him, including attempted rape and assault. The Crown Prosecution Service dropped all charges on the 2nd of February and won't be able to support United if Greenwood remains at the club, she said on Thursday. Writing on social media, Countdown co-presenter Riley added, "We've all seen and heard enough. Pretending this is okay would be a huge part of the problem. It would be devastating for my club to contribute to a culture that brushes this under the carpet. I really hope they do the right thing. An announcement from United on Greenwood was expected before Monday's Premier League opener against Wolves, but was delayed. In a statement on Wednesday, United said fact-finding phase of their investigation was now complete. They added the decision about Greenwood's future, which ultimately rests with Chief Executive Officer Richard Arnold, was in the final stages. And our next headline says Neymar transfer. Brazil forward completes his move to Paris Saint-Germain, from Paris Saint-Germain to Hilal. So Neymar has completed his 86.3 million switch from Paris Saint-Germain to Hilal, with the Brazilian forward set to earn 129.4 million a year in Saudi Arabia. Neymar has signed a 2-year deal with Hilal, who has also made attempts to sign Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe from PSG this summer, according to the Sports News Cavi, whatever that is. Neymar, how do you say that name? Sources close to PSG, who have been open to selling Neymar for the past 3 windows, say the club are set to receive up to 86.3 million for a player that cost them a world record 200 million from Barcelona in 2017. At 31, Neymar was not considered a key player for the new PSG head coach Luis Enrique, and the club have been open to selling him in order to focus on forming a younger, hungrier team. And in our final sports headline, Theo Walcott, former Arsenal and England winner, announces immediate retirement from football at the age of 34. Theo Walcott has announced his retirement from football following his departure from Southampton at the end of last season. Walcott, who scored more than 100 goals for Arsenal and won 47 England caps, had been linked with a move to Bournemouth and League One outfit Reading earlier this summer. But the 34-year-old has called time in his career, confirming his retirement with a social media post, having made 563 club appearances and won 3 FA Cups alongside 2 Community Shields. Walcott, who scored 129 goals in all competitions, spent the majority of his career in North London Arsenal after joining the club in January 2006, aged 16, from Southampton for an initial £5 million fee, rising to £12 million. The former Arsenal, Everton, Southampton winger scored 80 goals in 397 Premier League appearances. And that is the end of our headlines. Anything y'all want?
Yeah, for me, quickly. Well, first and foremost, Brent, can we get some horns for Theo Walcott? Absolute legs. You fancy him?
I did.
Yeah?
Dude, I used to fancy the pants of that man. He's why I wanted to be a wag, actually, right now.
Yeah, the Theo Walcott. Brent, what's your thoughts on Arsenal's rumoured interest in Ansu Fati?
I haven't seen any YouTube clips.
YouTube? You know what Ansu Fati is?
No.
Ansu Fati? Barcelona? No, you don't know Ansu Fati?
No. What position does he play?
He's a forward.
Okay, is he good?
Yeah.
Really good?
He came on the scene young.
Yeah.
When he came on the scene, he was basically a starlet, right? But he suffered a lot of injuries, which have set him back. But he was billed to be the next big thing at Barca. But injuries have kind of stalled his career a bit.
Has he been getting games at Barcelona?
Here and there. I'm surprised you don't know who Ansu Fati is.
Where did he come from? What team?
I think he came through the youth ranks. He either came from an unknown team, Barca at a young age, or he came through the academy. I believe he probably came through. He probably was bought from a small team. Yeah. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. But apparently 2 weeks ago, I heard that Arsenal actually put in an offer for him, which was turned down by Barca, and he said he didn't want to leave. Yeah. But in the last couple of days, it's come out that he said he wants to leave now. Okay. So people are saying Arsenal might go back in.
All right. I'll spend the next 5 minutes on YouTube. I'll see, but I don't know.
No? Mark's thoughts on that? Ansu Fati might be going to Arsenal, but there's interest there.
Yeah, I think he wants to stay, but I don't think they can keep him or something. Yeah, he's cold, injury problems and that, but Fati's cold.
Yeah, he's cold, man.
What did you say? He's going to Arsenal?
What is this like?
I think it does seem like his injury problem. He's been playing with injuries. His whole young career, but his talent is exceptional though.
Yeah, what does it matter?
Proper talent. Was that?
Doesn't matter if he's talented. What do you always say? The best option is
best ability is availability.
Yeah, no, his injury record is a problem.
The best ability is availability. If you don't get a book going on, Mark.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Good morning, TDA. How you lot doing?
Good, thank you.
Talk to us.
Good. My name's Kwabna. I'm just calling in because I think you guys are still on the reaction, right? And you're speaking about sports. This weekend is the World Athletic Championship. And for two reasons I bring it up. One, because I'm actually interested in athletics, but also two is one of my best friends, he got selected to run for Great Britain in the World Championships this weekend. Pick him up. He's been making a lot of noise, disrupting the industry. Just to give you sort of quick background on him, his name's Eugene Amadazi. He's an accountant by trade, and he only picked up athletics 4 years ago.
Wow.
And he has no sponsorship or anything. It's just literally his own hard work and his team. And throughout the 4 years, he's got progressively better. And this year, he ran sub 10 for the first time, 9.93. Now he's the fourth fastest in British history.
Wow.
So I just wanted to call to say, wish him all the best. I'm going to be flying out to Budapest to watch him because that's my brother. Thank you. No, he's my brother. We've been friends from, yay high. Just wanted to wish him all the best. Love to what you guys are doing. I watch you guys all the way from Egypt. Big you lot up as well, man. I really appreciate it doing. And Just Gene and Big Man, you guys need to bring back meet us after 7 because the people are waiting. But yeah, love.
Wait. Can you spell his last name, please? I'm trying to get some Google pics up.
Oh, so it's Eugene Amadazi. So it's AMO-DADZIE. And you can find him on Instagram. I ain't Ghana for. So.
Yeah, clearly. It's the same.
But
nosy. Why do you live in Egypt? Wow.
Cool. Long story short, I got headhunted to go out there. I work for a private university out there in Cairo. So I've been living there for the past 2 years.
Nice.
But when I get a chance to come back to the UK, I always go to his athletics meets and stuff. He's literally we've been brothers since we're 2 years old. So I just wanted to shed some light and support. Get some black positivity in the room.
So a quick question as well, while we've got you, our Egypt correspondent. Where's a good time to visit out there?
Depends what you want to do. You can go to the obvious places where people go to Cairo. It's quite nice. But there's better places.
I just want to relax.
Excursions.
Chill.
There's a place.
I don't want to be skirting.
Okay, cool. There's a place called El Guna.
Okay.
Which is by the Red Sea. El Guna. It's quite nice. It's sort of similar to Mykonos vibe without everyone being there.
Oh.
So it's very nice and chill. There's that, or you got another place called Sahel, which is the Mediterranean side of Egypt. It's nice blue seas, long beaches, white sand. You'll like that side as well. But that side is a bit more, upper echelon. So
thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
No worries. God bless. Hope you guys have a nice weekend as well.
And you too. Take care. Bye.
Look at this place.
I love. Oh, I'm going. That looks beautiful. That is my vibe.
El Laguna.
That's nice.
All right. Brent, back to you again.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the rumour that Tottenham are in for Balogun and Arsenal are quoting them a higher fee than they are others?
I like that.
I like that too.
Absolutely love that. I don't know if it's true though.
Yeah, this is all rumours, isn't it?
Yeah.
But would you be cool to see him go to our rivals?
Yeah.
If you'd be fine with it?
Yeah, just as long as they pay 80 million.
80?
Yeah, why not?
It's not happening.
Oh, you'd rather him go for less?
No, I'm saying he's not going for 80.
No, I know that, obviously.
Yeah.
That's why they've been quoted him a higher price, whatever it is.
Yeah, but I'm sure that if Arsenal are asking for 50, I'm sure they're asking for about 60. I don't think they're going to go as high as 80.
Well, I don't mind that. I don't mind him going to Tottenham is what I'm saying. There's no fealty for Balogun.
You don't feel any...
No.
I get you.
Please. So no.
Could you imagine getting 100 million for Harry Kane and spending 60 of it on Balogun? Bloody hell. That's funny.
That'd be a great coup for us.
For us, I'd be happy with that, but I get why other fans will look at that and look at that as strange.
No one ain't doing that nonsense.
But I'm not taking my Harry Kane money to invest into Balogun. Right?
Maybe for 30 million he's worth.
Maybe they know something we don't.
No, but not...
I haven't watched them playing.
You know what it is? As sad as it is for me to admit it, Arsenal won't get rid of Balogun unless they reduce the price. That's what it feels like. Because a lot of teams are coming for him. Inter Milan, Monaco, now rumour of Spurs. Arsenal standing firm that they want 50, which I think is fair, but it feels like the market doesn't value Balogun the way we do.
Then I don't mind him staying and proving why he's worth 50.
You don't want to stay. Clearly, he's not in Arteta's plans.
Because he thinks that he's been put aside for...
His value's not gonna get any higher than it is now. He just scored all them goals in France. He's gonna stay. He's gonna stay at Arsenal.
Scored it in France. If it is, he scores it in the Premier League. Of course, his value's going to go up.
He's not gonna play, bro.
I don't think he's going to play. No. Something's happened behind the scenes.
I have no problem with what you guys are saying, right? But if we have, because we are competing on all fronts this year, right? There's going to be opportunities for him to play. To suggest that it isn't. You're suggesting that we don't
His value's not going to be as high. His value's never going to be as high. His value's never going to be as high as it is now.
There's opportunities now to him to play more because Jesus is injured. But it seems like even with Jesus' injury that he's not included in the squad. It feels that way. It feels like something's gone on between him and Arteta.
It looks right now like they're trying to get rid of him.
Not trying to get rid of him. He doesn't want to stay. He don't want to be there.
I think that he would have asked them how many games
he's made it clear he doesn't want to be here.
I hear what you're saying, right? But we don't know what's happening behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
And I would have believed that he would have had a conversation with Arteta and the coaching staff to say, what are my options?
Yeah.
How likely is it that I'm going to play?
Yeah.
And this is before Jesus got injured. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now that he's gotten injured, 100%. I don't know if anything has changed in that sense.
Yeah.
But them putting a price tag of 50 million.
Yeah.
I want them to keep it like that.
Yeah.
Because if we're able to basically sell him at that price, we will be laughing. We will love the fact that happened. If we don't, I would like to see him playing above Nketiah.
Yeah, no, I'm all for him staying and playing, but it feels like, one, he doesn't want to, and it feels like, if you look at his antics online, you know Arteta doesn't really get along with certain type of people in it, right? The Guendouzi's, the Aubameyangs. He feels like he's becoming a nuisance for Arteta behind the scenes. It feels like, if you look at pre-season, he played one game. There was rumours of a little injury, but I feel like there was even a picture I saw. It was basically the outcasts. It was Cedric, Balogun, Lukonga, Tavares. They're like, yeah, we all finished training. He's with the scapegoats.
I hear that, but I think things can change overnight.
I hope so, because we need, like, for example, if I look at the team sheet on Monday and he's not on the bench when we only have one recognised striker, it says something. If he's not injured, it says something. If the next week
That's
comes...
only because right now he's on the market.
Yeah.
They're not going to look to play him if it is that he might be out the door.
And that's what I'm saying. He's out the door.
Yeah, but once the window's closed, things might change overnight.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because the window's closed.
Yeah.
So of course, if the window's closed, then you're staying.
Yeah.
Then we have to look to put you in.
Yeah.
But until then, I think the plan is to sell him.
I agree. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
if he goes to Tottenham, I don't mind. I don't have that particular connection with him.
I hear that. I don't think anyone does. To be fair, I don't think anyone does. All right. Lastly, from me, the 2002
Mason Greenwood thing is a big thing, though.
The Mason Greenwood thing.
Yeah. What did you think about that when Man Utd put out we're trying to bring him back in? What do you guys think?
Well, who did you say is going to make a decision?
Richard Arnold.
Richard Arnold. So that's going to happen, I guess, in the next couple of weeks. As an Arsenal supporter who has someone in our team who has also had allegations, it's, you know what I'm trying to say, it's a sticky one. Are you asking me, do I feel like he should be integrated back in the team?
What are your thoughts, to be honest? Because you're not a Man United fan, so.
You know what it is? Him and his girlfriend, they've got back together. They've made amends. She's got a baby on the way.
They both do, yeah.
Yeah, they both do.
It's their baby.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant he had another girl.
It's born, I think, isn't it?
I was born already?
Yeah.
So everything seems to be okay over there, right? I don't condone what he done. I don't particularly care because I'm not support Man United, so I have no feelings for Mason Greenwood at all.
They said in the statement that they saw all
the evidence,
the facts that we didn't see.
Okay.
So maybe there is stuff there that exonerates him in some form of fashion.
There might be.
Maybe he's the victim.
I don't think so. Based on the voice notes, based on the audio that we heard, doesn't seem like he's the victim at all.
So what could be alluding to?
Maybe the fact that the evidence that they've seen, in addition to what we've seen, to them doesn't worsen the situation for them. Or maybe they've seen stuff that she's done to him, perhaps.
Serious?
An assumption. I guess.
Okay. Would that change things for the public though?
Not really. The public don't really care what happened to the man
Mm.
in that situation.
Mm.
And to a degree, I'm kind of the same, but to a degree. So yeah, the public don't really care what was the reason why you done this. No one really cares about that because at the end of the day, you shouldn't have done it regardless. This has been a long saga though. Like it's been almost going on like 2 years now. Honestly, Brent, I don't care what happens to Mason Greenwood. If I'm honest.
How about Partey though? Sorry, allegedly one of our players.
Yeah. If obviously there's degrees of severity with both those situations. They're both completely wrong. Partey's one. There's like it's very much alleged, right? What evidence have you seen apart from the text messages?
The text messages.
Remind me. What was in the message? The whole situation is a blur to me. What was in the
There were
messages
like
again?
print screens of the text messages and the snap messages and stuff.
And what were they alluding to again? If you can get into it quickly.
Non-consent.
Was that non-consent?
Non-consent.
If the messages were black and white, right, and Partey's guilty, then he should be reprimanded for sure.
And I think it was a case where, due to European law, he got off.
Okay. Because remember, with Partey's case, there was never an official statement, announcement. His name was never actually put into any articles or any reports. It was always. Initially it was a player. They named his age, where he was from, the area he lived in. His name's never been out there.
Yeah.
And whenever people have mentioned his name, it's always been like, you can't say it for legal reasons. So, was the case? Why didn't the case go to court? Why didn't it ever seem official? Why was
because the actual girl, like I said, she had made it official, but in a different country.
Oh, okay.
Whatever it was, he got off on a technicality because of some date.
Okay.
Something didn't happen at.
Yeah.
So that's why that one didn't happen. But I think at the time there were other cases that were being investigated.
Yeah.
You brought the story, didn't you?
The thing is, it seemed like Arsenal stuck by him because of who he is and what he could potentially bring to the team.
But Mason Greenwood's better than Partey.
Is he? They're two different players. One's an attacker and one's a defender.
Who had the highest ceiling?
Greenwood.
Yeah, because he's younger.
Yeah, only?
Why are we comparing Partey to Greenwood? It's not the same.
No, but I'm just in the situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Arsenal stuck by Partey because of what he could do for them on the pitch, it is a bit scummy.
Allegedly.
It is a bit scummy, right? If he's guilty of what he done, he should be reprimanded for it. If there's more to the story, more to the tale that we don't know, and the club know more than we know, then fair enough, and they use that to base their choices on, cool. But it seemed like Arsenal didn't address it because it's Thomas Partey. If this was Sammy Lokonga or Nuno Tavares, he would have been out.
Serious.
I think so. You don't think so?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Sounds solid.
Yeah, man.
We really needed him then.
What's that?
We really needed him then.
I think you alluded to something. I think once the rumours of
I alluded to what?
No, him.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Once,
he broke the story.
Once the rumours of his exit...
He broke the story.
Sorry. Once there was rumours that he was kind of maybe on his way out, I remember you were like, look at Arsenal are scummy because...
The league's gone, isn't it?
Was that? Yeah, the league went and now it's like, you can go.
Yeah, when he was in there, he was starting, he was playing, and then it's like as soon as the opportunity for the league to win, it's like, all right, cool, let's just part ways with this season. And the optics of it, whether that was how it worked or not, the optics of it didn't look nice, innit?
Yeah, because I always thought that his rumoured exit had nothing to do with football, right?
Yeah.
You can't go from being one of the most important players in your team, obviously had a little bad spell or whatever, and then to all of a sudden being surplus to requirements. There's more to it than that.
There's more to it. There's more to it. What about you? What's your thoughts?
I heard that he's no longer on bail.
Okay.
So I guess that means something. I don't know.
Who, Mason?
The alleged player.
Oh. Number five.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
Yeah. Somebody in the know, ITK, on Twitter, basically dropped it.
Okay.
Yeah, they normally drop the stuff that happens in the C-suite positions.
That one, what's done is done with that one, man. They handled it how they handled it. It is what it is. It's either going to stay or it's going to go. It doesn't. There's one. They swept under the rug. So there's no real. It's not like Mason's one. And Man United kind of handled that situation. They handled it right in the first place. I don't think they're handling it right now.
It's a big conflict for you, isn't it?
No.
No?
No.
But do you think that, obviously, you think because Party's one was all kind of like hush-hush,
Yeah.
Arsenal kind of like played into how they could deal with it. Because unlike Greenwood's one, there was no pictures, audio, there was no actual physical evidence apart from the text messages.
Yeah.
Right? And the messages is evidence enough, but because they weren't graphic, because they weren't violent in terms of you could actually see the damage caused by, I think it was easier for Arsenal to just turn a blind eye to a degree. Whereas with Greenwood one, you couldn't really turn a blind eye. You know what I mean?
All right. Kwabena basically said he will keep us updated with his progress at the athletics, and he will even try to get him to call in when he wins.
Nice.
Even if he loses.
But he won't lose.
He won't lose. Impossible.
You're a witch.
Yeah, if you lose, don't call in.
Nah.
But he won't.
He won't.
When it comes second, that's a lose. What number's a lose?
I think that's not one.
Did he say where he's ranked?
You're so annoying.
No, I don't think he mentioned that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Don't mention it. He's kind of like, I guess, independent.
Okay, so
No, but you can still be ranked, no?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you still be ranked. All right, lastly from me, the 2002-2003 UEFA Men's Player of the Year nominees. Top three, Messi, Haaland, and De Bruyne. Who are you giving it to, Marks, out of those three?
The top three from...
For the FIFA Men's Player of the Year.
Who's it?
UEFA, sorry. Messi, Haaland, and Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh, Messi. He won the World Cup, innit?
Yeah.
Give that to Messi. I mean, Haaland done his thing, but in the World Cup, yeah.
Would you give Messi the Ballon d'Or this year?
Oh, ain't that what you was talking about? What was you talking about?
No, this is the UEFA Men's Player of the Year.
Oh, maybe Haaland then.
He was a Haaland. He's won basically everything.
Yeah, maybe Haaland then. But I'll give Messi Ballon d'Or though.
Yeah, I'll give Messi Ballon d'Or. He's last Ballon d'Or, innit?
Yeah, it's only right, innit?
Yeah.
Plus he won the World Cup.
It's one song.
Yeah, no. Messi, give it to Messi.
What about you, Brent? Men's UEFA Player of the Year, Messi, Haaland, or Kevin De Bruyne?
Player of the year has to go to Haaland.
Give it to Haaland, all right. I'm giving it to Messi. Do you know you give it to Messi too? You give it to Messi? No?
No.
Sorry.
All right then, that's all the sports we got for you guys. Let's get into...
Let's
are you
get to
doing...
it.
You done it today?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not coming.
I'm going to do one. I'll tell you something.
Before you send me. Esther,
You're at the mic.
also, in addition to El Guna, or Guana, Sahel.
Yeah, I got that in my notes. He said it.
Okay.
But thank you, though.
Didn't I
Look
send you
it up.
something, Brent?
Yes, you did.
Exactly. So what are you talking about?
For better,
For better,
You were in your
for worse,
lounge.
for richer,
for richer,
for poorer.
Let's say, if it.
or poorer.
No, I sent it to you ages ago.
All right, cool. All right, let me put this up.
Then you have to watch something here.
Let's announce the thing.
Oh,
first.
no.
no.
All right, let's get into that here.
Thank you.
Some crazy.
No, this ain't about lip sync.
Oh,
This is not about lip sync. I need some audio.
that's a different clip then.
Yeah, this ain't got nothing to
Give it loud
do.
enough.
This ain't got nothing. This ain't got
For
nothing to do
better?
with lip sync.
For better,
For worse,
for worse,
for richer,
for richer,
for poorer.
or poorer.
Shut up.
Yeah. We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling.
Century of marriage is just being rude.
Bria made it very clear to Jonathan, you cannot be broke. In sickness
In sickness
and in health.
and in health.
To love,
To love,
cherish,
cherish.
and to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in
We
counseling.
did talk about that in counseling.
She did comedy and
Yes, we
counseling,
did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
Let's just stop it.
Is this
You keep picking and choosing.
Hold on.
You keep picking and choosing when you go on.
Because circumstances are different.
I can't ignore the way this has been filmed. Is this content? It's filmed from two different angles. Who are they?
There was two. I don't know who they are. It's just a wedding that was taking place.
One of them was a group.
This is just a normal wedding, regular citizens. Alright, cool.
But what are you? How do you feel?
Excuse me.
What's your vows gonna
What
be?
do you
like?
want from me?
What?
What do you want from me?
What are your vows gonna be
Listen,
like?
I'm a lover girl, man. I kiss dang on too many frogs to get it. I am saying my vows as they are.
Exactly, as they are, as the way they're supposed to be in it. Your commitment to God, right? So
Absolutely.
that's wrong. Is that wrong or right? What she's doing there?
See, the thing is, here's the thing. I don't know how people relationship in their relationships. Do you get what I mean?
Mm.
It's wrong in my opinion because of how it is that I function, but that's how they function. Because he went ahead and married her still.
But
he went ahead and said, I do.
Did we also not see it from like a banter perspective?
Yeah, they were laughing.
Like, they were laughing. Like,
Banter.
like it's just like it's not.
He was embarrassed. He had no choice but to laugh. She wasn't gonna.
Man.
What was he gonna do at the front? He was gonna stand up in there and tell her, "No, say it."
First of all, if any man, that is marrying a woman and you don't know that she's not willing to obey, and you put a ring on it, and you paid all that money for, you deserve what he should be done out here.
So it's on to the man. There's no accountability for this woman's actions. The women never have to take any accountability.
What's the actions, Margs?
Well, she just in front of the Lord, bro. The vows. Could you imagine?
In front of the Lord, bro.
Could you imagine?
What did she do? What's her actions? Take me there. Why is she the contestant for Delight?
Well, you wouldn't do this because you're a God-fearing woman.
Exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say? You respect the Lord. You respect your husband if you get one. Yeah.
When I get one, are you a witch?
Amen. That's a
What the fuck was that? You're uninvited to my wedding.
Man said,
if you get one.
If you want, because you might choose you don't want one.
Shut up,
you and I both know Esther wants.
Trust me.
BFFR.
Love a girl like me.
I meant when anyway. I meant when you
say
get
amen.
One. Amen.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely when you get one. Inshallah.
I'm a Christian.
You should have stuck with the first bit.
No, I'm trying to make both of them work for you. We're going to tag team.
All the gods.
All the gods. We're going to tag team this bitch. You get me? You going to get that man.
It did feel banterful, but to be fair, she did say breeze past it. She didn't actually go back on it.
Exactly.
You know when you banter.
Is that the time for banter? That's going to be...
No.
That's
why it's a viral
We don't know
moment.
people's relationships, you're right, and everything. But that is not the time for your foolishness.
Yeah.
So we're going to in our vows, we're talking about for richer, for poorer, I don't know, like, okay, cool, it's a little joke, you get it off. Then...
She was serious about that. she was serious about the poorer. That's what you should have known.
We're talking about in sickness and in health. So 1 second. So I can't be broke. I can't go through no time. So you want me to have money. You want me to provide for you. You want me to do things. And you don't want to listen to me.
No, but she said she'll be there in sickness and health though.
But
so you can be sick.
She might
not.
not.
What to do when you're sick.
Yeah, I think
it is distasteful. I think
it's very distasteful. I think it's a very negative image and narrative to be put out there. Yeah. I don't think it's good for womankind. I don't think you should buy into it. And I think that's just she's setting a really bad example. I
can agree with that.
Yeah, the man. He's got his own problems. You know what I'm trying to say? Like he's got his own problems.
He still went ahead and said, "I do."
There you go. He's prepared to put up with that shit. And again, we don't know what their relationship's like, so don't need to deep dive into all that. But there's certain things that I'm not going to stand for. Would you stand for that on your wedding day?
Hell no.
Like, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Hell in it. No, it's enough.
Okay, fair.
No, but to be fair, trust me. No, it is distasteful. To be fair, and I think. If they were in, because I think she mentioned something about counselling. When you're in counselling, like you should know with the vows. How many weddings have you not been to?
She's trying to remember.
She knew, man.
Yeah.
And I think if she was serious, that is taking gender wars to the altar. Girl, you lost the war. We don't want you in the war anymore because here you are with the man. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is distasteful, man.
It's very distasteful. I feel like I can't
even defend that.
She potentially ruined his day.
She thinks,
That's true.
Yeah, she potentially ruined his day.
Remember the vows when you get all tequila'd up.
No, but you remember what your wife didn't say. You remember what she...
No. You remember when you tell her to do something and she's like, nope.
Yeah, for real. I didn't agree.
And she's like, I didn't say in the vows.
I didn't agree to this shit.
Run the tape back. Did I say it? Yeah, it was distasteful. I don't think it's that deep, man.
I don't think there's a place for that level of toxicity. What are you so quiet for? You agree with her actions?
Damn, okay. No, not at all. I don't think so. I mean, I feel like you would have known what your vows were.
Trust me.
Before going to the altar. I do think she was being a bit playful, but there is a time and a place. And obviously, we can see how it's now spinning out of control. Because I've seen this video so many times and everyone's talking about it.
Gone viral.
And obviously, she's getting a lot of stick for it. So if it was banter, it's an expensive joke in it that you're paying for. But I wouldn't personally run that joke. Obviously, I'm quite submissive in that setting, so it's not.
Can we all be in agreement that it's not a harsh one, but she's a fair recipient for Danae, just for ruining the sanctuary of marriage,
100%.
basically, just for making a mockery of
Now you
marriage.
are on one today.
Huh?
You're on one. She made a mockery. Are you right?
I'm just saying.
She ruined the day, you know. No, she didn't. It was just a little.
Are we in
jokey
agreement?
joke.
Are you cool with that, Yusuf?
I'm
and
cool, man. I'm
giggles.
cool with it because like this is a serious moment and you're just making jokes.
But people
Ruined
make jokes at the time. Or you know when they do the whole, has anyone here got something why they shouldn't be together?
Mate.
What happened to
People
you?
always like, you know what I mean? People make jokes all the time. People look at the audience like, everyone better sit down. Like, people lighten the mood because it's tense up in there.
Yeah.
Armpits all sweating and shit. Yo, because I feel like, like, obviously you love your partner, but I feel as though like there'll be something about a wedding day. It's like this is serious, you know, like.
We
We're
know,
really doing this.
there's truth behind most jokes, man.
There's
Yeah,
truth
she
in
definitely
jest.
I mean,
meant
like-
that. She's not meaning.
And
Like she means that for
She
real.
meant it.
Yeah.
Yusuf, she
But
meant that.
she's,
But she's hiding
in the
behind
moment she's
banter.
joking, but
Yeah.
she actually means that.
But when I look at them, I'll be honest with you, right? When I look at them, he obeys her.
Mm.
You can tell. He obeys her.
That's right, man.
I'm all for banter. I'll probably say some slick shit on my wedding day somewhere along the line. I don't know. Well, save
You're
it
gonna
for the-
freestyle your
save,
vows.
save it for the speech or something like that. What I'm not gonna do is do it.
I'm not gonna do.
Not
at
in
the
that
altar.
moment, though. Yeah, because that's the
in
most.
front of
That's-
God
that's
and
the
our
most
friends and our
important moment.
family. Like that, I'm not gonna do it there, am I?
Yeah, I've never seen because you know people can say the traditional vows and then give their own like personal whatever.
Yeah.
And then the personal thing is where they make the jokes and stuff. I've never actually seen anyone make the jokes important sickness. Like I feel like that's actually like that's a concentrate serious moment.
She kind of broke the contract before it even started because the preacher understands. The preacher understands like we've got to say this. He's like, should we run it back and go? Should we move? She's like,
said,
no,
"No,
just
move
move
forward."
forward.
That's the
So
part
it's
that
like,
got to me.
You didn't even. Oh wait, she's gonna sing. Shit.
Is she calling? Is she in the video? What's the vibe?
She
What's
has
the
to
vibe?
record a video.
Oh, she's gonna record. Oh, it's not live. I
100%.
thought
Oh,
it
I
was
thought it
live.
was live right now.
I did it live though. What she could AI that
I
shit.
thought she was. I thought we was gonna get it now.
Anti-climax, to be honest.
She could AI that.
You all would prefer a live as opposed to a video of her singing?
I mean, I would like her to call in and do it now.
Or do it Zoom. Do it by Zoom or something.
Do it now.
right now.
You don't just
I thought she was
wake
gonna
up and
call up.
sing.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Man
That's
doing-
what I
man
thought.
doing
That's
the
what I thought.
horns and stuff, we gotta wait
The field
till
was.
for Monday to see. It's the weekend.
Well, next week, the entire week, we're going to be instituting the whole initiative of if you don't have a picture, you can't chat.
Oh, is it? That's
Oh,
real?
yes. Oh,
Next week to
Okay.
be spicy.
Let the games
Yeah.
let
begin.
the games begin, my darling.
There's a lot of people in there with no pictures.
What was it?
They're getting nervous.
You've
I
got,
feel like
you've
people
got
that
a
have-
weekend
Do you
to.
know what I think as well? I think people that have already been having their pictures out, give us a different picture.
But I don't know why you're nervous because the thumbnail's so small anyway. So even if you are not that great, it's hard to tell.
No, I told you I got to work around that.
It's hard to tell.
You can go into it though, you know.
How?
Well, you press it.
Well, on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah. Go to
Apparently, I
channel
heard.
and- Yeah.
No,
Oh, you
that's
take a picture and then-
Oh, you go to their
Hypothetically.
channel.
It
Oh.
was a channel, yeah.
I thought, yeah, you'd be in the channel, screenshot it, you know, zoom in a little bit.
To be fair, I've seen more pictures as of late.
They might
Yeah,
not
no,
be
they're getting
looking, though.
spicy now. They're working. They're turning up.
Yeah.
They be interacting and flirting and shit, so they want to put their best foot forward.
This is it.
Some of the guys are good looking. I'll see y'all in real life. TDA.
Make sure it's your own picture as well, please, guys. Make sure
Okay,
it's your own-
right. Don't be borrowing shit from people with no consent.
All right,
Clockwork.
I'm tired, man. All right, no, yeah. So
Brent's about to get
Danae
some more
Awards?
DMs, man.
All right.
All right, well, she is the recipient of Danae. I
yeah,
think
she
it was
deserves
fair.
it, man. I couldn't even fight that if I wanted to.
She's taking a piss, but it was light-hearted.
did.
But you know, it is what it is. If you're going to get married, man, please respect your vows, respect the sanctuary of marriage, respect
That's
your
right.
husband, man. That should be the raw minimum if you're going to get into it.
What's the men's vows like? What do
I think it's the same shit.
Same
Same
thing.
Oh,
thing.
is it?
Is
They
it?
obey as well.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh,
Oh, so
listen to you.
she's wilding there.
What? Don't look at me. What are you saying? Go
No,
on.
I don't know. Is the men want to say
To love and obey?
I don't know. Is that
To love, honor, and
I've
obey,
never been
innit?
married. Am I
Oh,
right?
no, you know.
You don't remember?
Don't they read out one set of vows and everyone says yes?
It's the same vows, and you just repeat it.
Yeah,
Honestly, I think that it's the same vows. You both repeat it.
You literally repeat it.
Through sickness and in health, to love, honor, and obey.
Okay,
and
so
all
since
these
you
good
guys,
things.
all right, okay,
Oh
here
God,
we are.
there we go.
No, we do go. Since you lot are very anti-petty because what's her name, Kiki Palmer and Usher was all down. That situation where she's done that and she's decided not to obey her husband, yeah. If you did, do you think you should have done the same thing back, or should you have taken the moral high ground and respect to God?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think we could have moved past that. So
The whole wedding lock off.
I mean, if you don't say these vows, there ain't no vows. So I don't know what we're gonna do here. Like, you have joke that was funny, hee hee, ha ha. But you better say that shit, or we're not moving forward. And everybody can go home. They can eat the cake.
Because my thing is, see how she said what she said, yeah? See how she said what she said, yeah? If he, when it was his turn as well,
but
did a little jokey joke,
She
I
tricked
think
him.
that can run.
I think he
it's
said
running.
his first.
Oh,
So he's already locked in. He's already priced in. He's screwed.
Women in FBI, I love that.
She went first.
So you're not gonna get me?
I would have felt duped,
Nah, he got had.
bamboozled, hoodwinked.
Run amok.
Do you feel that people even take vows seriously though?
No.
Of course. What?
Oh, they should.
What?
People
Wait.
should. But they
Speak on
don't.
that.
Do.
I
One
don't
second.
know.
But they speak on that.
Not
You know what?
all vows though.
No, I don't think
Wedding
they-
vows we're talking about.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
when
don't think everyone
it
takes
says
it serious.
to love and
They don't.
obey. Do you think they really think obey like you're my master? Like it's not.
It's
not
not that. That's just. It's not that. But like,
No, but the word obey means if I say something, you
It
do it.
goes.
yeah. But I mean, if you're the man of your household and you're running it right and stuff like that, it's usually gonna go like that anyway.
I know, but no one. I don't think people take the word obey literally in this modern day.
I mean, I get what you're saying,
I mean-
but people. I mean, it goes without saying. If you've got your household in order and you're running the shit right and you're doing the right things and you got that decision that you got to make, like. If you're the head of the household, you're going to make them decisions. So it's not like to say, "Oh yeah, I'm obeying, I'm subservient, I'm your thing." But we know who the captain of the ship is, and that's something that obviously maybe there is women that don't subscribe to that, but there's a lot of women who want that kind of thing from their relationship, who want a man to look after them, who want to protect them, who want that family, they want that thing, and that's what they sign up for.
I know, but I feel like the word obey is probably outdated. Because that reaction that we got from her was only because of the word obey.
It was a bit, yeah.
Trust me.
It was a bit.
Because everything you just described is cool. But
Especially
because it's
this
under the
climate.
word obey, in this modern day and age, women don't want to hear obey.
It's giving submissive.
They don't want to hear obey.
That's why the world is just it's a mess.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you now, I don't.
People aren't obeying enough.
Yeah, no facts. Because you don't listen. I ain't got no time for insubordination. Yeah,
You're such a dictator.
I'm just.
Insubordination. Are
I'm
you
just-
sick in a marriage?
Yes, yes. Okay, yes. This is what you signed up for. It will not be tolerated. That I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah, that's wild. If this is the speech you're giving after she didn't say anything, she's calling off the wedding. That is the absolute BS. I'm like, Mama, see how he's talking to me? You don't want me to marry him. We're done. We're done.
Oh my God, it's unfair, man.
No, it is. Yeah, it's interesting, man. I feel like when you get to the altar, it used to be my man, my man, my man. That's my vibe.
Yeah, well, she's definitely done it here, man. So, sorry, people. Let's get into the outro.
Let's do it. So
Hand it
has
over to me when Izzy ready.
sorry?
Hand it over to me when Izzy finished.
Yeah, okay, is this about good vibes?
Yes.
Okay, good. That was what I was gonna lead the outro with
Well,
that.
you can go on, but it's more so about what is happening next week in the chat and the moderators' responsibilities.
I love that.
Nice.
Do moderators, are we gonna put a thing where moderators have to have the pictures up, or we just
All of them have to have their pictures
Okay.
up, innit?
All right,
They have to
I
lead
didn't
by
want to-
example.
Okay.
Hold on, how strict are you lot being on this?
very strict?
So if there's no pictures, they're getting.
Yeah. If there's no pictures, in fact, this is better. This
Yeah.
is better.
Take it back.
For that week, I'm stripping all of the spanners, right? And I'm giving all you guys the spanners.
Oh!
So you guys have to basically.
I've been waiting on this.
Yeah. Anyone you see, just a letter. Bing!
No, you're not gonna be quick with it too, boy. You're not gonna play.
And
I've
then
been waiting for this kind of power all my life.
look at this guy. Once the week is done,
Never working inside
obviously it
again.
will be. It will
You're
go back up.
so
It will go back
dumb.
up.
She said you're never working in this town again.
I love that.
This is too funny, man.
I was gonna ask you. You know, this maybe you got it already. This thing where you can't be in the chat unless you subscribe.
Yes.
Is that on already?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, good. Can you imagine unsubscribe people talking too much, talking wicked in the chat?
Can you imagine?
Cooking people, and you're not even subscribed.
Yeah, the
You
same
don't
ones
even
that
go
don't
here.
like
You don't even go
either.
here.
Don't even go here.
The same ones that don't like either.
I love that, man. So as good vibes. I'm sorry, ma'am. Are you gonna figure out how it is that you're going to do this this song for us?
She's going to be sending the video,
Okay.
and she's going to be singing. To be honest, I don't know what she's going to be singing, but she has to be singing a cover of something.
Okay.
I think we should let her pick, right?
I think she's epic. Yeah, because it's a bit intense, isn't it? They're epic.
Yeah. I don't think anything's intense for her.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah. She's very confident.
I love that for her, man. Well, looking forward to seeing that on Monday, the premiere of all of that. Thank you guys for tuning in to the show as you always do. Big up everyone who liked the video, everyone who subscribed to the channel. We appreciate you guys. Also, follow us on our social media pages, The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, and on the Clock app, TikTok. If you got your dilemmas, the number is 075-6484-1073. Also, big up the callers, people who call in to let us know their thoughts on things. And of course, our star boy who got 3 A stars, duh. Big up you, babes. If you would like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, our email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. Over to you, Brent.
Yeah, let's go around the room. Who do you think is going to kick up a fuss about this particular game that we're going to be playing next week?
Rebecca.
People started already.
I think
Rebecca is going to kick up a storm.
Ebony will, because she's already mentioned it.
Rebecca has a picture up in the community.
Yeah.
Oh, that's she.
Mute.
Rebecca, just put your picture here.
Yes, just put it on.
Rebecca, don't deprive people of beauty.
John
Girl.
Rambo, Reggie.
What, John is making noise? John talks too
Nah,
much.
John won't make
No,
it.
John
I was
said
gonna say, 'cause he talks too
John's
much.
a doer, man.
no, he mentioned something. He said something like,
Yes.
he's not flirting in the chat. Why does he have to put up a picture?
No, it's not for flirty. It's not for flirters only. It's everybody.
To be honest, John, you can put up a fake picture. We would just think that that's what you look like. That is it. This doesn't have to be.
I will
To be
find you.
fair, we ain't gonna know if it's you or not.
Precisely. Don't make this so difficult.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
So who do you think is going to kick up a fuss?
Well, the people are already kicking up a fuss.
Who's kicking up a fuss?
Ebony's
Ebony,
kicking up a fuss.
Kevin, maybe.
Ebony doesn't kick up a fuss.
She did.
Oh, she done.
She never does that.
Ebony.
That's true. This is the first time.
First time.
It's very out of character. Ebony.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Very. Every time I've asked her
she's
to call up, she's called up. Every time. Oh my god. Every time.
I keep forgetting. I can't get into this back and forth with you because you're going to put me off the laughter. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with
Nah,
me?
it's true. You know people that say that.
It's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun. The next week after that, you guys can just rinse us 24/7. That's it.
They do that anyway. They've been rinsing us for the past. They've been rinsing us for the past year and a half. We get to have a week to respond. I get to have a week to defy my contract.
The thing is, y'all could put up any pictures we wouldn't even
No, but
know.
don't.
bruv.
Let's encourage real pictures because
It'll be nice.
there's already fake pictures here. We don't want any.
I'll be honest, any picture that we look, this is what part of our week, I think. This is part of what we should have. Any picture that we see that don't look real, I think we should call it out.
Yeah?
I think we should call it out.
That's what we would do during the week.
Let's call them out
I'm
right
on
now.
Smoke next week. From the top of the week to the end of the week.
Do we need receipts though? Or is it just conjecture? We just guess.
We're like,
What do you
no,
mean?
we just have to guess. It's
Just
all
guess.
fun. It's all fun and banter.
Ooh, that's a bit,
We just have to
that's a
find.
bit
We just
bullyish-
see.
The bullish vibes though, innit?
It's not bullying.
No?
No, it's not.
See, look, Ebony said she'll be off next week.
Oh, that's a shame.
Coincidence.
That's a shame.
You'll be all right.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Come on, guys. This is
That's
just
a
a
dope
bonding
shit.
thing, man.
This is just all fun and
chat to
games,
each other.
man. Put your damn
And the thing
pictures
is,
out.
A lot of these people got pictures on their Instagram as well.
Can I be
put
honest?
it here.
Can I be honest?
I'm not
Yeah.
like, but catfishing in YouTube comments is crazy because it's just a little.
Something.
It ain't like a profile. It's just one
I don't
singular
think we
pic.
have any catfishes.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think we have catfishes.
No,
I
we
mean,
don't.
I haven't seen Chijoke put his picture, but I think I know what he looks like because I've had a zoom.
I think I've seen him before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I would still like him to basically change that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come
he
on,
was,
Chijoke.
he was trying to ask Laura to put a picture up, but Laura's like, but you have a walking away picture on your thingy. You can't be
Nah,
talking.
we don't want no back shots.
What if the picture is them, but it's very like small and
Nah,
minute? It has to be
man.
like a proper face
Let us see
selfie.
your face.
No?
Like, Von's a handsome guy. Why doesn't he have a picture up?
I think, to be fair, a lot of it is just people's laziness. They'll do it.
You think it's laziness?
I think so.
You sure?
Because their pictures are in the community.
Greek is not a lazy boy.
Greek's changed it.
When?
What, to his face now?
Today, he's changed it now.
That's not him.
Oh, it's not? Oh, I didn't go in, but I saw him say, oh, I've changed my picture.
Oh, serious?
Yeah,
That's
I
not
thought,
him.
I thought he did it. I didn't check though. Yeah.
I just think it's fun for us to know who it is that we're talking to in the chats and stuff. You get me? Like we interact with the chat here and there and whatnot. And I just think it's fun to know the people that follow us and people that, you know, are supporting us. That's really what it is. They see our faces every single day. It's fair we see your faces and I think it's just a bonding thing. We get closer like this. We're building a community here. This is another way of doing that. Let's know what each other looks like. So when I bump into you on the high street, I go like, oh hey, Fanan,
This is it.
how you doing?
And to be fair, it's even less about us. It's more so about them bonding.
This is it. Because some of you are moving to people, yeah, and all it is a flipping, it's an alphabet.
Okay.
Are you moving to somebody in the alphabet?
You're right. That's not Greek.
Oh, here. Well, this picture here. Of course that's him. Why would that be him?
Greek?
Yeah, we've seen Greek though, innit?
Oh, you see
Yeah,
him?
we've seen Greek.
Do you know
Yeah.
what's killing me, yeah?
Go on.
When we talk about Danae, right? About the loving to obey and whatnot. And people were up in arms about she didn't say the word obey. And now people in the chat talking about they don't get told what to do. The judge writes itself. No, that's what I'm gonna say. For Monday there, I'm gonna be saying shit full on chest. But I just think it's funny. You know, I just think it's hilarious.
It's funny how rattled they are, to be honest with you. That's what's killing me, because it's not even a
what?
big deal. They're just how
No,
rattled
it's a
everybody is.
picture of
like.
yourself.
Well, it's a picture of yourself.
Like,
I
Don't you believe your source?
I predict the live stream numbers are gonna be down on Monday.
The pictures. Because we said put a 2x2 centimeter thumbnail up of yourself.
Oh, guys, these are funny, man.
Oh, what a show, man. I love the show. You guys are too funny, man.
Work on it, man. Get your picture sorted out over the weekend. Get your ring lights out.
Trust me, get your big lights out. Get the face beat.
use thing as an example, man.
Get the face beat. Baby girl, do birthday makeup.
Brent, who do you think?
Participating.
Brent,
If I've got a spanner and see
not
birthday
biting.
makeup, I'm taking
What?
you out.
Not biting.
you know,
Oh, sorry, what's the question?
I'm gonna say, who do you think? Obviously, he's saying like,
It's time, man. Just wait. Let's wait. Don't do this. We're straight till next week, man. Come on, man. Don't stop this, man.
Anyways, we've had a good time, man.
So fucked up.
We've had a good time. This is great. We'll see you guys on Monday with your pictures up.
Good way to end the week,
Have a
man.
nice weekend.
We see you, Vibesy.
Peace.
Oh yes, see ya.
Bye.